Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Trophy Room pre-show. I am your host, Joseph. Alongside me, the lightweight herself. It's Tegan. How you doing, girl?
Hello, I'm so tired.
Dude, I am
Hence
so
the
tired.
glasses and no makeup today.
Well, okay, question. Are those like your regular glasses or are those like blue light glasses?
So these are my regular glasses. I do have blue light
Okay.
glasses that I should be wearing, but I just had these
Yeah.
on today, so I left them on. But these are my Jeffrey Dahmer glasses or my
Right.
Pedro Pascal glasses because they're both the same. And when I saw them, I was like, those are old man glasses, but I'm gonna try them just for shits. And I put them on and I was like, wait a damn minute, I like those.
Yeah, dude. So wait, those aren't like a shade of red. Those are just, I think, is that just your makeup or is just the way the light's hitting them?
Could be the way the light is hitting.
Yeah.
They're also really
Okay.
dirty. I did throw a little blush on my face because I looked like a ghoul. Like,
Okay.
you know, when you're really tired and you're just like pasty. So there's
Like
a little
this?
blush there. It's like so there's a
Fair
lot
enough.
going on. The reflection of the lights though is a lot. Like I don't love
Yeah.
that, but you know, I couldn't get contacts in today because my eyes are too tired. So
No, I love it. You're pulling it off today, dude.
thank you. Thank you.
Um,
Messy hair, haven't brushed the hair. Literally still in my shirt that I was not gonna wear today. It was just because I was editing all day. Never
yeah.
changed.
What's it say?
Space Mountain.
Oh, fuck yes, dude. Everybody loves Space Mountain. We're waiting for Kyle to come back. Poor Kyle Stevenson. He's having some tech issues. We told him to download Safari as he restarts his router. Hopefully that solves it. So we'll wait a few more minutes for him. Until then, anybody in the chat, you got some questions, throw them our way. Not regarding PlayStation. Again, this is a pre-show. We got a whole lot of like PlayStation, like gaming stuff. Just random questions you could throw out our way because I am very scared of if I press something wrong, the whole thing blows up. So like the same, I'll share the same fate of Kyle Stevenson. So I don't want to mess up anything. That said, I want to say shout out Nisa Hauer, is silking it. Janie, sorry, yeah,
Genie.
right, Jeannie Love. There you go.
Genie.
Sorry, I need glasses. Jesus Christ. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for dropping by. The question: will Baby Light roast anyone today live?
Did you see that,
Good
Joe?
question. No, I did not. I'm very jealous.
So last stream, Baby Light comes in. It was 10:30 at night because, you know, summer hours were all thrown off.
Sure.
She had just pooped on the potty, and as you know, we have been going through it with the pooping part of the potty
Yeah.
training.
Yeah.
She's been doing excellent, but she was
Nice.
really excited. She gets to put a little butterfly sticker on her potty chart. So she came in all excited to tell me. She comes over, puts her little hands on my legs, and goes, "Mommy, you have prickly legs. You need to shave." Right on stream in front of everyone.
Oh my god, that's a great roast.
I don't it's probably different for like you shave your face, not your legs,
Yeah.
but with women or people who shave their legs in general, probably they'll be really super smooth for like a day, and then the next day when the hair first starts to grow back, it's like extra pricky. Your beard might be the same way because it's like, you know, it doesn't it's
Yeah.
just so yeah. She was like,
Fair
"You
enough.
need to shave your legs, mama. They're prickly." Great. Thanks, kid.
Thanks, bud.
Thanks for that. And then Mr. Light immediately makes a short for it and has me post it on all my socials.
I love that. You guys have a great dynamic. Ask what, not why, writes, oh my god, long time no see, my friend. How are you, Jose? How are you all doing today? Tired.
Yep.
Just straight up exhausted. And again, like shout out to you and Kyle. You guys came in last minute because we weren't supposed to record the show today. It was supposed to be tomorrow, but my dumbass got Ghosts of Yote and my Superman times confused. So yeah, we're gonna be recording the news portion of the show today. Then we're gonna do a edit midway through Flash News. That's where we put Ghosts of Yote and our impressions of. It'll be out into the podcast feeds. We will be recording our reactions to Ghosts of Yote at around 5:30. So a little later after that stream, and then we'll record our reactions. You guys toss your thoughts and feelings, of course, our way as well. We'll all be watching it as a nice trophy room family, and then we'll put our reactions up on the podcast feed. It's going to be one big episode on Friday. So if you missed the Yote reactions or you missed the part of the stream tonight, no worries. Friday, big whole episode's going to be there for y'all. So yeah, Sindula, yeah, will there be a stream tomorrow? Absolutely. So 5:30 EST time, around there approximately. Freight Conductor writes, where is it? It's right here. Can we break down the bad bit and lore family tree? Rather not. It's more of a love triangle.
Is it an I'm my own grandpa situation?
Like a chicken and egg, you know? Mr. Light says, Joe, rate Adria. How did I say that last name?
Aronja?
Aronia.
Who's that?
Let
me Google. Is she in she's probably in Death Stranding.
She probably is. Let me see. Oh, it's the first thing that comes up on my Oh my word.
She is beautiful.
Bix. Oh, why didn't you
10 out
just
of 10,
lead
no
in with
notes.
Bix? Yo, real talk. She's probably my number one right now. Whoa, she's so beautiful. She's in the movie with another dude who's dreamy as heck. What is this guy's name?
Yeah, I just saw her in something too. What's she in?
He's
The one where he's he's shit. Mr. Light, what was that movie we just watched? He works for the cops as a pretend hitman.
Right. Yeah. I think that's the movie.
Yeah.
And like she hires him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he falls in love with her. So then he's like playing both sides.
Yeah. I saw a clip from that where she's like pretending to be like a Glenn Powell, dude.
He's beautiful too. Also,
he's dreamy as heck. Yeah.
The new Superman. He looks like if Henry Cavill and Pedro Pascal merged together and had like the perfect traits from both of them. That is what he looks like.
All right. I like that. Yeah, he's a Star Wars nerd, and like he huge. Like he was going in deep, and I was like, this man. Immediately, I love him. I trust him. I trust him with this Superman plane more than I do. Let's see. Yeah, Running Man. He's gonna be a Running Man. Glenn Powell. And let's see. Yeah. First off, if you haven't seen Andor season 2, what are we doing?
I watched Andor. I think I started like the first 2 episodes of season 1, but then something came up and I never finished it.
I get it because it is very slow, especially season 1, and it really doesn't like quote unquote get good until you get to the prison, and then you're like, oh, okay, this show's cooking with gas and it's doing something really like elevated.
You're gonna appreciate this as a Star Wars fan. So I have a Padme Amidala's the dress that she wears. I think it's on Naboo, where it's like the yellow to pink to purple dress, like the flowy, drapey one.
I thought you were talking about the black dress with the fireplace.
Oh,
I was like, I know that dress. Know that dress all too well. Yes. What about that? What about that one?
So I had that as like a cosplay dress, and I just haven't like had time to do any photo shoots with it or anything. But every summer I try to go to the Renaissance Fair with my friend, and I decided I'm going to turn that, but I'll Renaissance Fairify it. So I got like a corset that matches and some like a bustle, and like I'm turning it like Renaissance Fair inspired version of that. So I'm really excited. It's going to be fun.
I love that. Natalie Portman, real talk. My longest crush ever. She is like
well, she's beauty and brains too, so what's not to love?
Really is. That said, before I get into my question for you, here I'll lead into, I think that's a brilliant idea, because I saw someone at the Ren Fair like 2 years ago. They did like The Mandalorian, but it's like, what if The Mandalorian was a fantasy medieval type thing? I loved it. That said, who is your longest or like the first crush ever?
Like
And I'm not talking like I know Kyle, Owen, Kyle's nephew. He's got a crush on Amy from Sonic.
Oh,
I'm talking like
yeah.
real time, like people.
The cast of The Mummy.
Jeez.
Almost everyone in the cast of The Mummy, and the fact that no one in my family knew I was bisexual then is just blowing my mind.
That is
They
the
were all
most,
in denial. They were
bro.
all in denial, myself included, because literally well, not everybody, but 90% of that cast.
Dude. Oh, what like God? What's the main character's name? Where he was pretty much like he's a huge Star Wars fan too, so he's like, I'm just doing Han Solo, but if he was like mixed with Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
my God,
Brendan Fraser, something like that.
Dude,
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser, great actor as well, and just a kind human being. And then Rachel Weisz. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
And then even like to a lesser degree, but the guy that played Emotep, Arnold Vosloo. But then the one that was like the person that they meet up with, like the one who's on
Egyptian dude.
horseback. Yeah.
But he's actually an Israeli dude. Yeah.
He's beautiful too.
I get it. My mother, I remember my mother going, "Oh my God, who is he?"
And then, but one of the biggest one was the one who plays Anxu Namun, Patricia Velasquez. She's the one who comes out with just body paint.
Yep. Oh yeah. You don't need to tell me. It's another one I know. Woo wee, woo wee. Justin H says my longtime crush was Kristen Dunst. I love Kristen Dunst. She's great. I love that. Like her thing was like, oh, I did the big thing that got me a whole bunch of money, Spider-Man. Now I'm just gonna do a whole bunch of indie stuff from here on out. She's great.
Yeah.
That's
I actually just watched a movie that she was in. It had a huge star-studded cast for one of my Patreon tiers, Eternal Sunshine of the Beautiful Mind, Spotless Mind. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
She was in that.
That one freaked me out a little bit. I'm like, wait, is he ever gonna wake up? It's freaky. Kyle Stevenson.
Hi, friend.
Hey. All right, let's okay. If it crashes again, just try to get Safari.
It's not the browser; it's internet.
Okay, internet's bad. Okay,
because
don't feel bad.
The cable is also not working.
So you're having an outage. Okay,
yes.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
I checked my internet speeds. I should be good now after the restart. But what the fuck?
Don't leave us on long pauses like that. I'm just, you're freaking me out.
I've been on my computer all day, and just now
you're in peak hours.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. I'm afraid to hit the intro button because I don't want it to. Yeah, I'd rather not. I don't want it. I don't want
you
to
have the music to add in post.
Yeah, post. Yeah,
we'll just pause for a couple seconds and then you can do a countdown and then start.
Oh, what we talk about crushes? I missed the crush.
Who's your? So I said the entire cast of The Mummy was my first crush.
Okay.
What about yours?
Are we talking celebrity or real life person that I knew?
I think celebrity.
Celebrity.
Amy Jo Johnson, Pink Ranger.
God, so right.
Easy.
So I don't know if I've told this story. I probably have already told the story because this is one of those stupid stories I always tell. But my mom worked with her aunt when I was like little. But I used to tell everybody that I knew her because my mom worked with her aunt. So, through 3 times removed, I would just leave that part out. Oh, yeah, I'm friends with the Pink Ranger. I know her. My mom works with her aunt. I know her. Of course I do.
That's such a little kid lie. I don't like to brag, but my mommy works at Nintendo.
It went from the Pink Ranger to Kelly Kapowski, Saved by the Bell.
All right, fair.
And then after that, it gets murky. But like those two, I very distinctly remember being like, "Oh my god, they are so pretty."
Dude, mine's will always and forever be Natalie Portman. Longest time crush.
Just about the games, just because he says that the pace is slow doesn't mean it's bad. Things don't have to be fast paced to be good. It can be a slow paced show, but you still think it's one of the best shows ever. But that also doesn't mean other people have to think it's the best show ever. So just because he's acknowledging that he understands why other people don't love it because of the slow pace does not equal he doesn't love it because of the slow pace.
Yes.
Both can be true.
Yes. Why? What are they saying?
Just about the game he says, quote, if you haven't watched Andor season 2, what are you doing? But as soon as she says she's only watched 2 episodes, he says it's slow. So fake.
Yeah.
I don't see why one has to negate the other. Both can be true. And that is okay.
Yeah. It's always because I know like it's like maybe but it's like I get like because that is always like the critique with it. It's like, oh, it's whatever. But it's like
because it's a political intrigue show, so it's not like a typical Star Wars flashy combat in your face type of medium.
Type of thing. Yeah.
It's much different. So it is a slower pace. Some people don't like that. You loved it.
Oh God, yes.
Hello, Jonathan.
Oh, here it is. Okay, sorry. I'm. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready to go live?
Ready.
Yeah, I'm not gonna obviously guess the game because I don't want to.
Okay, I'm thinking of a game.
Okay,
guess
good,
it.
Great. Let's do a quick Can we do a quick 10 question version of 20 questions?
Yeah, but I'm keeping it simple.
Okay. Has this game appeared on a Nintendo console?
Yes.
Oh, is this game Mario?
No.
Dang
it. Does it involve one of the mascots of the 3 consoles? No. Okay.
Is this game Splatoon?
No.
I love how Joe plays this game.
Go for it, Kyle.
You were great at Guess Who, weren't you? You just guess every single person.
Yep.
You don't narrow it down at all.
Number 5.
Is this game a platformer?
No.
I think we know where I went wrong.
Is it Metroid?
Okay.
Huh?
Is it Metroid?
No.
Dang it.
Has it also appeared on PlayStation and Xbox?
Yes.
There we go. That's where we messed up. Where we messed up.
We're nowhere. Is it The Witcher 3?
No. But great guess. For me, it would make sense that it would be.
Okay, follow up.
Has it released in the last 5 years?
I don't think so.
Pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic, yes.
Okay.
We got one more, right? She said it was easy.
I like how it was easy, and then I led us down the wrong road by just saying Nintendo.
So wait, we asked, is it on the big 3? And you said yes.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is it Red Dead Redemption 2?
No.
Dang it.
That's not on Nintendo, silly.
Oh, is it not?
Not 2, okay. Right?
Thought so.
I don't.
Oh no, they were talking about.
Oh, is it Skyrim?
No, but that would have been a good one. I almost did Skyrim, and I was like, that's too obvious.
You got me. I don't know.
Yeah, what is it? Tell us.
Stardew Valley.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
All right, gang, we're doing this the old-fashioned way. Kyle, could you write in 18 minutes and 50 seconds?
I'm going to put it in the private chat right here.
All right.
18 minutes, 50, show, start.
Oh, wait, no longer greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 434 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where we chat about the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation each and every week. And yes, I'm already losing track of the numbers of the show. That said, this week we chat about PlayStation and Xbox trading hells. Sony will be at TGS officially, but not in the way we probably want. Fun flash news that people are way too upset about, and so much more as we do it live on youtube.com/PS Trophy Room and twitch.tv/PS Trophy Room each and every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, and on podcast feeds usually the very next day afterwards. That said, a little bonus of this show, we're also going to be talking about our Ghost of Yote reactions, and that's why this episode comes one day late to audio feeds. So that said, alongside me, the greatest co-host, whoever is, whoever will be, the man with the best internet connection, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir?
You realize you just cursed me, right?
Shit.
We're just now back on track, okay?
All right.
Sorry for video watchers. There was no pre-show or I wasn't with the pre-show. No guess the game. No usual stuff.
Yeah.
Been fine all day. In fact, I've been at this computer all day.
It couldn't have broken down during work. It had to break down during the fun time.
Exactly. Having a great time watching a funny TikTok with you both.
Yep.
And internet was like, you know what, Kyle? You've had enough.
It was too much.
You've had
Too
enough.
much fun.
Yeah.
But here we are.
That
It's
said,
good to be there.
the lightweight herself, Tegan,
Hello.
how are you doing?
I'm sleepy.
No, I'm so tired today, man. It's been the week where because I had last week off. So it's the week of like getting back into the rhythm of things, going to work, and like fun things happening at work. And when I mean fun, it's irony or sarcasm. And it's I'm just so tired. I'm just so sleepy. That said, I have a starter question. And this comes from, and I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher your name, my friend. Majutaba at 19 asks, amazing trio. I have a question for Kyle. I'm a fan of Final Fantasy IX as well. What do you wish the remake turns out to be? If it's true, would you like a similar case of Final Fantasy VII remake, or do they do it differently? And there's been a lot of like Square Enix celebrating the 25th anniversary of.
Don't get me started.
Well, this
I was so excited. It was like, I think my lunch break during work.
Mm-hmm.
I popped open YouTube. I was like, "Oh, Final Fantasy IX new trailer for the 25th anniversary and IGN must be major news." Nope, it's just footage of the cutscenes. So like, "Hey, it's the 25th anniversary! Yay!" Don't do that to me, Square Enix.
Why do they do that? Because I heard like reports that like some people are saying, "Oh, it's definitely real," or "It's definitely happening." Some people are like, "No, it got canceled," or whatever. Where do you fall on the line of like, is this Final Fantasy remake happening?
I so want it to be real. The fact that, again, it was on that NVIDIA leak, and pretty much all of those are real.
Yeah.
That's one of the last ones. As far as what I would like from it, I could totally see them do it the FF7 remake way, but it'd be one game.
Okay.
Not 3 parts. But that being said, I would love a traditional style remake where the systems are still in the place and it is more turn-basedy, and
yeah,
I just want to play that game in the same quality as like the FF7 remakes are.
Hell yeah.
And so that game, the worlds, the characters, they mean so much to me. Like, oh, it's not on right now, but like little Vivi up there, the neon light that like got me for Christmas last year. Like, Vivi's the best, one of the best characters in all of gaming. But
all right. Listen, I hope you get it. I really do. But maybe that's your Bloodborne remake, brother. You know, maybe that's.
Yeah, I was trying to think of that. Of like, what is my version of your Bloodborne?
I think this.
I guess, Light, I'd open that up to you. Like, what is the game that you so badly want back that is the same level of Joe's Bloodborne? It might be Final Fantasy IX, or it might be like Resistance. Just Resistance coming back.
Okay,
for me.
I like that.
A reboot, I would say. Left 4 Dead.
God, what a great choice!
Yeah.
That's a good one. And because like, I don't know, they tried it with like Back 4 Blood, but like they introduced these card systems.
Wasn't the same. They needed to just make the same game, just new studio, and they didn't do that, and it was not
good. Exactly. Like, I feel like when it comes to those games, like they're like they always try to reinvent the wheel. Like, how about we don't? The wheel's great.
How about if it ain't broke, don't fix it?
Exactly. And they always goddamn break it. It's like, just give me that, like, because even like COD Zombies loses me after the 3rd iteration, because then we got to solve puzzles. Like, I just want to shoot zombies and go on to wave 10. That's all I want to do. You know?
Or the other thing I've been craving a lot recently, randomly, is Unreal Tournament. I feel like I've been talking about it a lot on the show too. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I haven't played that since I was a kid, but I randomly am just like, I want that back. I just want to play it. I would
100%.
play online again for that game.
100%. Yeah. I mean, put that on consoles. Let's go. I loved Unreal Tournament. I remember asking my friend's mother for Unreal Tournament. She got me Unreal Tournament back in the
Nice.
day.
Nice.
Good. That was
Are we also live on Twitch?
Yeah, we're also live on Twitch.
Oh, hey, what up, Twitch people?
Hey,
That's
Twitchies.
right. Stingray X writes, hello, Twitch. Well, hello back to you, sir. That said, listen, we got a lot to talk about, a lot of news and a lot of controversy and a lot of heated debate. So let's get right to it. But before we do, a little housekeeping. We got new merch in the store. Link down below in the description. Check it out. Get yourself some fresh teas. Of course,
Also,
if
on that
yeah.
note, Joe, just real quickly, after the TikTok I shared with you, are you still okay with our gooning to the moon shirt?
100%, we got a goon
Okay.
in the moon.
Okay.
Nothing stops us gooning.
That reinforced his need for the
That's
gooning.
fair. That's fair.
100%.
Everyone go check out Mighty Keith on TikTok. It was
Yeah.
very funny,
Freaking funny.
Please.
gooning, jokey video.
That said, the reason why we look so good, we sound so great, is because of your generosity over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Rooms, like we say each and every week. If we ever got you through a long car ride, a tough day at work, whatever your case may be, it really does help us out. If you head on over to patreon.com/PS Trophy Room, toss a buck or two our way. That said, our newest members, Brent Griffin at the bronze tier, R. Lee Upper 90 at the silver tier, Caleb Cook at the platinum tier. Thank you all. I salute you. Our premium producers, Todd Burwitz, Toxic, and K-Rock's Kiddo Cullen. I want to thank our platinum members, JC, Jedi Master, and Cowboy Danger D, Jonas Young, The Green Gorilla Gamer, Chaotic Monkey, Ryuko Kill 90, Stephen Flesh, Strubles and Bits, Aaron Bertos Maximos, Tommy, Chris, Hybrid 748, Matt Valdez, Silkenet, Decimine, Mitchell Gambling, Mike Thomas, and the Enchanted Goat. Our gold members, Cypher Primus, Doth, Simon the Pie Man, Jesse Garcia, JB the Purple Monkey, Hyde Indoors, Katie, Kevin Mitchell, Kevin Diaz, Marcus O'Neill, The Red Arrow, Ageless Hermit, Androsaur, Astronaut Jr., The Winter Gamer, Stingray X, Robbie Bobby Miller himself, Brenton Zachary, Final Fan XZ. Hambone, JD Dillinger, Stone Cold, E.T., Tino Sixspeed, N. Johnson, Sean McKenzie, Rick Arrington, Solo, Matthew King, Duh Overlord, Dewane Raksha, Drellish, Rick Davis, Steph Mildener, Samuel Nestling, Maximum Carnage, Michael Hassett, Drug Prowlin' Wolf, Manix Vizia, Jazz and Bren, Tristan Wonderland, Battered Haddock, and the Lord Commander Suddy. Thank you so much for keeping this show going and running. It's all because of you that we get to do what we do.
And
That's
shout out
Kyle Stevenson.
to our YouTube members.
There you go.
Get a cool little trophy next to your name in the YouTube chat.
That's right.
Great Conductor, Nisa Howard, The Kush Completionist, Pops Arcade, Strubles and Bits, and Tommy. Right now, there's 2 platinum members in our YouTube membership. So, like, it's a pretty rare platinum. So, like, come on over.
I mean, come on. Pop that platy, dude. Shoot. Oh, that didn't sound right. Now that I say it. I regret that. Alex Smith writes, this Twitch stream is pretty rad, too. That's how I get to change the narrative. Thank you so much, Alex Smith, for joining us on Twitch of all places. How wild is that? All right, Carlson. It's Carlson.
Carlson. Carlson. Hello, Carlson.
What up, Carlson?
We had a good run.
Yeah, we're good.
And that's a wrap, folks. Great show tonight. Woo!
You know what? Hold
See you
on.
next week.
Hold on.
Yep. Oh, what are
See
you
you
doing?
later.
Kyle, don't bring anything.
No, I'll do what I like.
You're gonna do the outro.
Alex Smith is a white lighter. He's just white lighting between places, back and forth, back and forth.
Exactly. Sweet jeez.
There we
Reese,
go.
I hate calling you Alex. It's so
Thank you.
weird.
He changed his title on the stream.
Yep.
Kyle's son.
Hi. Yes, that's me.
Hello, son of Kyle.
It's
Aye,
time
aye.
to swear of the news. I hate this.
Over at VGC. Can you tell it's hot? The heat's getting
Yeah.
Jordan Midler over at the VGC writes, PlayStation hit Helldivers 2 is officially coming to Xbox with crossplay. The online co-op shooter, which was released on PS5 and PC last year, will come to Xbox Series X and S on August 26th, developer Arrowhead has announced. The game will feature cross-platform play with users on both PlayStation and PC. Both the standard version of the game and the Super Citizen edition of the game are now available for pre-order on Xbox. Quote, "We know gamers have been asking for this for some time, and we are so excited to bring more Helldivers into our game," said game director Michael Erickson. "We have so much more in store for the future months and years, and the more players we have, the more stories we can tell. The fight for Super Earth has only just begun," end quote. Helldivers 2 was Sony's biggest hit of last year, becoming PlayStation's fastest selling game launch ever, with sales quote unquote far exceeding expectations at 12 million copies sold across PC and PS5 in its first 12 weeks. As part of its attempt to create more popular live service games, Sony is increasingly launching its online titles, such as the upcoming Marathon, across multiple console platforms. However, the company has indicated that its single-player games will remain exclusive to PlayStation consoles, with later PC ports to follow.
Ooh-wee. This news came out of nowhere. Literally, as we dropped the show live last week, this news dropped alongside it. And a lot of excitement, a lot of optimism, and then also a lot of crazy wish casting by some folks. That said, M9 Prime writes in, just like you can too if you head on over to our Discord server, link down below in the description. Join the community, get your questions read on the show. And M9 writes, Helldivers 2 coming to Xbox on the same day as Gears of War is releasing on PS5. Are you going to jump in to fight the Locusts or Helldive for democracy to help the Xbox newbies? Also, side note, PlayStation Portal is such a better experience than I expected. I'm almost at the end of Another Crab's Treasure playing purely streaming on the beta program. I just got invited to it as well. I'm very excited. I can't wait to dive in. Anyway, and it's working so well. Really makes me want an offline dedicated handheld from Sony. All right, gang. So these two games, yeah, you're right. It's launching on August 26th, the same day as Gears of War. So Kyle, son, total new name. Question: which
Yes,
one are you
Duran.
going? You hell diving?
No.
You're not hell diving?
No.
You don't care for democracy?
I mean, I love democracy.
Sure, bet you
But
do.
I mean, I tried it out when it first came out on PlayStation. I understand why people love it. It's just not a me thing. So like,
Okay.
it's not like because it's the same day as Gears and I've never played Gears. I'm going to choose Gears over Helldivers on that day.
Okay, I like that.
As a lifelong PlayStation boy, I feel like that is the right choice.
That's fair. Lightweight. Where are we going?
Like Gears.
Yeah.
I guess I can't call myself a Gears girly because I haven't played it since college, besides the newest one. But when I played Gears, I freaking loved it. When I played it as a kid co-op with my dad, when I played it again in college, I freaking loved it. I'm so excited for this. I've been wanting to replay the games and I'm holding off because I know that this is releasing. So I don't want to start until I can play the remake.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. So I'm going Gears.
Yeah, I'm going Gears as well. Just because I already platinumed Helldivers 2. I wish all my Xbox brethren the best of luck diving in. But it's part of me is I have not played Gears in such a long time. Aside from the beta, it's just like fond memories. I definitely want to platinum Gears of War on PlayStation as well. So it's kind of like the allure of one of Xbox's and one of my favorite like franchises finally on PlayStation. It's kind of like I can't beat that allure.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a PvP game like Helldivers, maybe I would like to jump in to see if I can't crush some noobs, but I'm remiss. As much as I'd like to help the Xbox guys, I think they got it all figured out.
Sure. I do like the optics of Helldivers going to Xbox.
Oh yeah.
After nonstop Xbox games coming to PlayStation for
okay.
Was it a year now? When was it's Indie the first one?
Yeah.
well, indie I think is like the big, like the first really
Oh,
big
there
one.
was the group of 4. There was Sea of
Right.
Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush and
Sea
Pentiment
of Thieves.
and whatnot. Yeah.
There you
The
go.
fact that
Got
it's
it.
for democracy too, and now it's going to the
Yeah.
other platform just makes my heart happy because,
Yeah.
in these trying times, we need unifying forces,
Yes.
not
Mhm.
console war creating forces.
Yes.
So the
Mhm.
fact that we're democratizing gaming, I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, and like I truly believe that we will get Helldivers 2 on like Switch 2. Like I think
Sure.
wherever they're able to bring this game, they're going to bring it. Just because like they like it's a multiplayer game, guys. Like you want as many people playing this thing as humanly possible to keep getting people, like buying those microtransactions or the credits or whatever have you. Like they want them there. And like
Mhm.
what better way of like, let's just say just to celebrate it, they have like, I don't know, a Master Chief skin because they already have a
Yeah.
Killzone one. Like that's awesome.
Oh god, that'd be so sick. A Killzone skin on the ecosystem where Killzone was touted as the Halo killer back in the day.
Right.
That'd be
Yeah.
really fun.
Well, and so like and like it's so when you play Helldivers, it's so ODST coded as well. Just simply how you drop in through the drop pod. It's like
Yeah.
give us an ODST skin. It's literally right there in front of us. Let's do it. So like I'm not with this like it's whatever, dude. Everybody have fun. I'm so tired of the fighting and it's so stupid. This is
Now,
a really fun game. I'm excited for my Xbox
question:
friends.
are they
Yeah.
going to do that whole you need to log into a PSN account on your Xbox situation play that they try to do on PC?
No, because they did drop
They
that
did drop
requirement.
that. Okay.
Yeah, and it does seem like that really did hurt the game. I think PlayStation now knows that, and so I think they will definitely count anybody who's playing this game on Xbox as a monthly
Oh.
active user.
1,000,000% they will.
100%. Yeah, like it's no doubt about it, and that's something they'll get to brag to their shareholders. So everybody wins.
Listen, as long
Yeah.
as they get to brag to their shareholders, because that's what will keep layoffs from happening, let them brag. If they need to, they need to pump
Yeah.
up
Oh,
those
God.
numbers by saying, "Hey, look it."
Right.
You just bringing that up. It's not PlayStation related, so it's not in the show notes. But like reading what's going on with Crafton and the Subnautica team. I don't know if either of you saw that news.
It's wild.
Apparently, they took it off the slate. It was supposed to launch in early access this year. And if that team hit a certain revenue milestone, they would have gotten like a $250 million bonus for the team. And then they pulled it from the slate and delayed it. And Crafton is
Wow.
the optics are like
Bad.
I don't want to get it wrong, but it's just really shitty.
Yeah.
From what it looks like.
And this, don't worry, we're going to talk about soccer.
Oh, yeah.
But that said, Alex Smith writes, "Hey, Trophy Room Trio, I was pleasantly surprised to see Helldivers 2 come to Xbox. Do you think the fact that it releases the same day as Gears of War Reloaded comes out on PS5 means Sony and Microsoft negotiated a swap? What other trades like this would you like to see in the future?"
Hey, Joe.
Yes.
I'll give you my chocolate pudding cup for your Swiss cake roll.
No, I like my Swiss cake roll.
I have
Whoa,
gushers. Can we make this a 3-way trade?
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
I'll
Okay.
trade you gushers.
whoa. Let me get in on
Nope,
this.
too late. Too late.
Shit.
Get out of here, Nintendo.
My mom would never get me gushers as a kid, and I still resent
Oh.
her till this day for it.
Okay, you
Why
can
can't
have
we
his
have fun?
gushers.
I know you trade for the pudding pop, but I don't feel good.
Before we get back
Yeah.
to the trading, I just want to get that story straight. This
Yes,
is from
please.
Jason Schreier. Crafton has delayed the highly anticipated game Subnautica 2 to 2026, potentially costing the development team a $250 million bonus. The studio's leadership had wanted to release the game this year, but were ousted by Crafton last week. Some employees at Unknown Worlds were told that they were eligible for bonus payouts ranging from hundreds of $1,000s to 7 figures if they hit their revenue target. They believed it was on track to release this year. Now, with a delay to 2026, the target seems unattainable.
What pieces of garbage?
Yeah. So,
Jesus Christ.
more business suits being crappy.
Businessy. Yeah. Well, that said, okay, let's talk about this
Let's
Prisoner
talk
Exchange.
trades.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, I think first off, Gears for Helldivers is an acceptable trade.
Mhm.
I think it's more than fair. I think it's like multiplayer for a multiplayer game. Kyle, it seems like you're readied up. You got a pair.
I know you're saying Gears for Helldivers. I do like the idea of like, we're giving you our Hell game. You give us your Hell game.
Okay. But we gave you Diablo already. We want another one. Yeah.
What would the trade be? Man,
Right.
That's tough.
I mean,
so this is going against what Sony has said, where single player stuff will stay on PlayStation.
Right. Yeah, no, we're breaking that rule.
What would it take?
Hmm.
What would it take from PlayStation for Xbox to send Halo over?
I mean, exactly. Like, I mean, they have an announcement. You think? Okay.
Main mascot back in the day when they were going against each other. I feel.
But we're not giving them all the Uncharted's.
No, I'd give them all. Master Chief Collection for Nathan Drake Collection.
Yeah.
Including Lost Legacy in 4.
Including 4. You're telling me that they're gonna give us
same amount of games.
Yeah.
Same amount of games.
But Halo 4's multiplayer sucks. It sucks, but all right.
Yeah,
fine,
but are you playing Uncharted for multiplayer? No.
Uncharted 2's multiplayer slapped.
4's pretty good.
I didn't play 4's multiplayer, admittedly.
But are they still a thing?
They might be, but I doubt how many people are playing.
So I don't know if that's necessarily part of the conversation.
Yeah, that's fair. I see where you're getting at. But you know what?
My dream trade is Halo for Intergalactic.
Listen, you ain't getting that. That's nuts.
Starfield for Intergalactic.
Ooh.
So
okay. Yeah,
Starfield's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I feel if I was on Xbox side of things, man, it really does feel like we're in the middle school cafeteria.
It really does.
Trading some stuff out. I think if Microsoft was going to trade Starfield away, they would want another not space game. So like I would, because that's too similar, I feel like.
Sure.
So I'm going to just throw this out there and call me crazy.
Okay.
Ghost of Tsushima for Starfield.
You are nuts. I wouldn't. That's a large sum of gold you'd have to be giving me.
I'm just saying.
They already gave us 4.
Starfield for The Last of Us.
For the memes.
Oh no, I love that because Ellie's fascination with space. So
that is a great call. I like
that's
that
a great and like customizing a ship. All right, we got it. That said, listen, okay, let's dive right into it. Okay, all right, let's do it. Let's fight the remnants, the last of the console wars. Okay, what says PlayStation from going? You know, maybe. How come? Now, let me rephrase it. I've seen a lot of people going, okay, Spider-Man's next. Do we believe it?
In my head, I heard you saying over under.
Over under, Spider-Man's next.
Over under. What's Spider-Man? Are we seeing more than just Helldivers? Do you think we're gonna see the trickling out of like other PlayStation IP outside of the multiplayer stuff? Because we know multiplayer stuff's going multi-plat. Marathon was going Xbox, right? Like, or whoever that game is, rest in peace. Helldivers coming to Xbox, MLB The Show coming to Xbox. So like, we understand multiplayer games fits a specific audience, needs a certain amount of people to really pop off. So put it everywhere. But what says, listen, Last of Us remaster of the remakes already 4 years old? Why not throw Xbox a bone, Kyle Stevenson?
I don't know. I don't know, man. This is a tough question because I can also see again we are in the toxic console war room right now. We're imagining so toxic, we're back there.
Yeah.
I feel like Xbox players
the middle school cafeteria, but we're yelling cusses at each other. That's
I just learned the F word.
You're stupid. I feel like if we were back in that time frame where the console wars were still a real thing and people took it seriously, which they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Xbox players would be like, "Oh, we don't want that shitty Last of Us game. That game's trash. We don't want that." It's a meme to make fun of it now.
Right.
So like I don't think they would want that. But they would secretly buy it and play it, but publicly.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say the quiet thing out loud. I'll say the thing we're all thinking. It's because, like, exclusives, while they're going away and they're, like, going the way of the dodo, and I think this Helldivers thing kind of services that. Like, we're seeing more and more PlayStation games go to PC because it's not a direct competitor, because it is something where we could reach more players in like Asia, China, South Korea, Japan, whatever have you, where gaming is way more PC focused, so it's hitting those markets. I think PlayStation still very much sees Xbox as still the competitor, in a direct competitor of which they for lack of better words, fight in, right? So it's more of them like picking and choosing, where it's like, okay, Helldivers makes sense because it's multiplayer, because it's this live service thing. We need to continue to support it. As for, Intergalactic is something that someone might buy in PlayStation's eyes, and even my eyes. Someone's going to buy a PlayStation for the creator of Last of Us
1,000,000%.
Intergalactic, right?
They're not going to give anything new.
110%.
That's why I think like Uncharted stands a chance, because it's at this point the newest game is 10 years old,
right? Yeah.
Not quite that, but close.
No, we're getting there. That
and
hurts.
we might be getting another one, but still, it's one of their older franchises. Right. It's not something that's going to bring people to PlayStation at this point,
and that story's like told.
Mm-hmm.
It's one complete package.
But like Joe said, you're not buying a PlayStation to go play the old Uncharted games. You know what I mean?
Right. So,
but multiplayer is the best shot, because they're the ones that need to be everywhere for viability.
And also, like, Sony straight out was like, single player games will likely remain exclusive to PlayStation, come to PC later. Mm-hmm. I still think we've said that before in the past. Like, that is the plan, and I do think that is a smart plan.
Yeah.
Because as much as I love games being shared between them, I still do think there is value to exclusives on the console for us, for the people playing and choosing that console over the other.
Like, what would have been interesting is if they didn't scrap factions.
Yep.
And that was its own entity, like Valhalla was for God of War. Yeah. They could have just had factions on Xbox. And that could have been an interesting play, because then you get people into that universe with the show, you get them into the universe with factions, and then they're like, shit, I kind of want to play Joel and Ellie's story. I'm going to get a PlayStation.
Or that canceled God of War multiplayer game from Blue Point. That could have been interesting.
And so I could definitely see windows where that oh my God, seeing this. When you said Last of Us multiplayer, my heart hurt. But like, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. You're seeing with, PlayStation, with even Nintendo Switch, like the Lego Horizon game, right? Going on the Nintendo Switch. It's like, that's a kid game. That's something that services the family oriented side of PlayStation. Like, I could, you're even seeing it like when people are like, oh my God, will more PlayStation first party games go to Xbox? Sure, in time, but it's not going to be the ways you think it is. Like Patapon 1 and 2 Replay, that is coming out on Nintendo Switch, PC, and PlayStation at the end of the week, I think, the 11th. That is a PlayStation hardcore game, right? PSP, PS2, PS3 era. And that is a game being licensed out by PlayStation to Bandai Namco to push it in other places, right? You're seeing that with Hot Shots Golf, I think, in August, being pushed out also to Nintendo Switch. It's like, yeah, they're already doing it. It's just with the small, very niche style games that they think will hit on other platforms in order to generate more revenue. That totally makes sense. Like, for example, I think like, here says it, like, or sorry, no, Spider-Man won't go, right? They said in the comments, like, I I'd
I think
never
if
say
Marvel
never.
says PlayStation, you got to bring it over.
Right.
It's Marvel's decision first and foremost.
Once that contract lapses, they're like,
Mm-hmm.
so we need more.
1,000,000%.
But it's one of those things. It's like you're not going to see most PlayStation, what you know of PlayStation, come to Xbox.
Because
So-
that's kind of what happened with the show, right? Like MLB
Right.
was like, "Hey, listen, Sony San Diego, you've been making it only for PlayStation for a very long time, but MLB wants more money, so go bring it over to Xbox," kind of thing.
Yeah.
The Lego Horizon game is an interesting one too, because the Lego games are typically everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of Lego games on my Xbox. So that's like a weird one to have be like, I get the Horizon part of it makes it PlayStation exclusive, but again, that would make sense if that came to Xbox because it's Lego, and a good way to get people into the universe of Horizon and
Yep.
want them to buy a PlayStation or buy it on PC through PlayStation.
Yeah.
The shame
Again,
I
like-
hated that game so much.
I know.
I have heard that from everyone.
Ugh.
My friend Ken is a big like platinum hunter, and he hated it. He hated
It
it,
was
and he
so
got the
bad.
platinum. He's like, I was so upset.
Same.
I was so upset.
Stingray X writes in, bring Little Big Planet back and put it on the Switch. Dude, it's coming. There's been rumors, like people are seeing they're data mining like Little Big Planet remastered.
Mhm.
That makes like there are some IP that just makes sense, even if it's to build value of the box. Like Astrobot is a great example, right? But like bring Astrobot to the Switch. Let people realize on that platform that there's a better platformer than Mario Odyssey. I said it, and I don't care.
Switch is such a
Alright.
good platform.
It's such a
for
good platform.
Astro.
Yeah, and like for Little Big Planet, like the Switch or Nintendo forsaken Mario Maker 2 to the birds, right? To the worms even. They laid that out to pasture. Dude, Little Big Planet's creation tools and just having people build their levels, like that screams put that thing on a Nintendo platform that audience is going to eat that up. Where like even like Sackboy's Great Adventure, the launch game coming to PC, didn't make sense to put it there. Put it on the Switch. Like there are games that I don't think are gonna hurt PlayStation sales if you put them over somewhere else. And I think offering kids an outlet of like seeing the PlayStation symbol next to a game that's on a console that's not yours yet is a good way of saying, well, you know what? I really like Sackboy. I really like Astrobot. Joe's 67 now. I'm going to go buy the PlayStation 8. Like, I think that is, I can understand that. Now, the Kush completionist writes in,
Yeah.
why won't Nintendo give us Mario? I mean,
Nintendo's their own world.
Yeah.
right. We often
They
say
once
that.
made a full cardboard VR product for the Switch, and they believed in it so hard.
And then
They
all,
do whatever they want.
that fan base threatened to kill me over me saying it was gonna bomb. I mean, like, that's the thing. At the end of the day, I'm gonna say something very controversial and it's gonna come off very fanboyish, and I don't care. Exclusives do matter. Put an asterisk on it. Look at Nintendo. I bought a Switch 2 for the Dust Bloods. I am psyched for Donkey Kong Bonanza. Like, there are games that I can't get anywhere else because I know they have some of the best studios in the world that I could only buy that machine on, right? Whereas PlayStation, the reason why we have a PlayStation show is because we love Naughty Dog. We love, Santa Monica. Like we always talk about that. So like there is the power of not so much the plastic, but the people behind it of why we have the attachment to it. Whereas I'll say the thing out loud, Xbox exclusives have not done that in a very long time. You know, when was the last Halo game that launched that people universally loved? It was when Bungie made it. Like, that's how far back we can go. As much as I love Infinite, that game also is kind of left to dust because the roadmap was not there. Like, even Gears of War, they don't even feel compelled to complete the new trilogy. It's like, besides Forza, there has not been an exclusive that has truly gripped people going, you need this and you can only get it here. And we're at this point in the console generation where the consumer spend to get someone back, dude, you'd have to spend hundreds on me, consistently to bring me back. And Xbox just isn't there. And that's why they're being subjugated to this third party publisher that happens to also make hardware. And that's fine.
Couple of things, because I agree with you for the most part. I think
please fight me.
for the business side, absolutely exclusive makes sense because, like you said, if I want to play The Last of Us, well, I mean, I know it's on PC now. Let's pretend PC isn't a thing. I want to play The Last of Us. I have to get a PlayStation to play The Last of Us. Okay, like that was when Mr. Light and I first split our first PS4, we wanted to play the new Uncharted game because we thought it looked really good. We got a PS4 for it. I think for the consumer, it sucks because a lot of people can't afford to have two consoles. Like, I am very privileged to have any console that I want to have. Most people don't have that privilege. Yeah. So it sucks from a consumer standpoint, but I get why it exists. I get why it's important for the industry. In terms of the Xbox not having games to bring people over, I definitely get that argument because there really hasn't been a lot. I will say, and this is going to be me being a little fanboy the other way, I do think Starfield could have been that game, but the internet being what it is today is the only reason it wasn't. Because people got really angry that Bethesda games used to be on every console, and then they were getting excluded and just to one console. And no matter how perfect Starfield was going to be, it was not going to sell like gangbusters because it was going to get the internet hate and vitriol. Yep. Was Starfield perfect? Absolutely not. It had issues. Every Bethesda game, though, has issues. Yeah. Every single one. That's part of their charm until now, when all of a sudden everyone hates Starfield.
Yeah.
There were things, sure, quality of life things that we wished we had. There were quality of life things that we wished Oblivion had. There are quality of life things we wish that Skyrim had. It's always been a thing for Bethesda games not to be perfect. Yeah. But we have still loved them. And I think Starfield would have been that same way. Maybe not to the extent as a Skyrim, because there were some design choices that people didn't like the fact that procedurally generated things instead of having each one handmade. Like I get that. So I don't think it still would have scored quite as high as Skyrim, but I do think that could have been I'm going to get an Xbox for that game. But because of internet culture today, that wasn't a thing.
So to backlight up here as well on this one, I think before release, I think all Xbox exclusives have that allure. So far with the track record, right? Like Starfield, I wanted to get an Xbox to play Starfield. I wanted an Xbox to play Redfall. I wanted an Xbox to play South from Midnight. Like there's so many Xbox exclusives when they show off, like in the Xbox showcases. They're like, man, I really need to probably get Game Pass or an Xbox to play these because they look super cool. Like, I know in the grand scheme of things, it's not as major, but like I bought an Xbox because Death's Door was only available on Xbox for like 6 months. Death's Door is phenomenal. How dare you?
That's really
so like it still has the allure for the exclusives there. It's just unfortunate that once it releases, the story of these games get warped and twisted by social media.
Yes.
And also it happens also on PlayStation side as well. Yeah. Like it just so happens that their scores have been a bit higher in some places rather than others, but like there's still such a loud minority that kind of warp everyone's perception of these games.
And I will say, I haven't fact checked this, so this is just my opinion. Okay. And Joe, I apologize. You're going to get a lot of angry comments. And based off of what you said to me, they're never directed at me. So somehow this is going to be your fault, even though I'm saying it. Okay.
All right.
So everyone get mad at Joe. On social media. Now, do I believe that there's an Xbox tax and all that? Like people rate games low or review games lower because of Xbox? No, I don't think that's a thing. However, I will say, if you want engagement, say something negative about Xbox. Yeah. Because that is where the grift is. And that is what people want. Tim Geddes just did 2 tweets along the same lines for Superman.
Mhm.
Superman is an amazing game. Superman is an amazing movie. Superman is an awful movie. Guess which tweet got more likes?
Yep.
The awful one. It's the same thing for Xbox. You say something bad about PlayStation, and then you say something bad about Xbox, and everyone is going to be interacting with the Xbox One more on both sides. You're going to get a lot of quote unquote Sony ponies jumping in and shitting on Xbox. You're going to get a lot of Xbox coming in and defending Xbox.
Yep.
Negativity about Xbox gets way more traction. And because of that, things get blown way more out of proportion for Xbox than they do for PlayStation. It doesn't matter what topic it is. If it's a negative about Xbox, it's going to be blowing up on social media more than a negative on PlayStation. And I will stand by that. Is it fact checked? No. Have I seen it with my own eyes many times though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, there will always be the one where PlayStation gets more heat on it. Like, I think of the intergalactic main lead reveal in that trailer. Everyone was saying some awful things about that actor and the character model, whatever. But like, I do agree, like, that it leans more heavily towards the Xbox side of things.
And I think so. I'll jump on it through a perspective of, I just think of toxicity just sells no matter what side it is. Like, people do want to see like the car crash. They don't want to see like, something positive. And I could already picture the comments too. Like, Mr. Babbitt didn't control the lady this episode.
Listen, as I said to Kyle earlier, the moon is in Capricorn, bitches. I'm ready to crash out.
But I believe that to a certain extent. It's just like, people just want the negativity. I think
they do. It just feels like they want it more for Xbox. They want Xbox to fail. And I don't know why that is. Especially within, we're getting off the rails here. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I do this every week. I do this every week.
No, you're fine.
I'm reining it back in before I
also
go.
was about to go on a tangent. Like, I hate how companies reward this toxicity and negativity out there as well. Yeah. With opportunities, but because
that's really what it boils down to. You get the grifters, the toxicity sells, whatever, but then companies still give them the opportunities. Like, I'm not going to name names, but there are some really big people out there that all they do is negative. Their followers are toxic. It is awful. And yet you still have companies being like, I don't care. They get numbers. Like, fuck that. No, we got to stop rewarding this bullshit or else it's not going to get better. And the internet is turning nasty now. It's awful.
Yeah.
And like, I'm getting off my soapbox now. I'm reining it back in.
I'm going to add to it. That's why I get so mad when we don't get PlayStation codes. Because I see creators out there who get some that I'm like, you're one of the most toxic people out there. So why are you getting this opportunity when we've been working our asses off forever? Right. And not getting the opportunity? But yeah, I digress.
Yeah, I just think at the end of the day, negativity wins. And I think, they like the hatred towards Xbox, part of it I get, because like, it's like big mega corporation.
Oh, you hear that, commenters?
What?
Joe said it, not me.
Joe gets the hate towards Xbox. He just said
it, not me.
I get it. It's a big mega corporation that is like that has come in and like, all right, let me be the other side. You son of a
I'm cracking my knuckles, Joe. I'm getting ready to fight.
It's like this is a company that literally spent $70 billion to be in this, $75+ billion to get into this big position for this market dominance, and then all of a sudden, all you see is like layoff, job cut, studio closure, layoff, job cut, studio closure. This game, like, for example, like Redfall, you were super excited for it.
Yeah.
Well, dude. All right, let's do it. All right, let's go, you son of a bitch. Let's do this. Where was Matt Booty? Like, where was he watching this Redfall going, yeah, this is a game we can ship right now? Like, there are some things where it's just like, they spent so much to be in this dominant position, and then they just went, we're just going to flounder it. Remember Embracer? This is, we're going to try to outdo you guys. And so, like, and at the same spin, it's like, yeah, we asked those questions of Xbox because, like, although if you take a look at the majority of PlayStation studios, PlayStation bought every single one of those studios, right? Naughty Dog, they bought. Sucker Punch, they bought. Santa Monica, I think they built from the ground up. But like Insomniac, they bought. But before they bought them, they had relationships with each one of these studios, and they stewarded them to be the studios that you see today. Whereas like you take a look at Xbox going, and how much is Bethesda? All right, $7 billion. And then all of a sudden you get these questions of, okay, well, that's sudden. We get, and even for me, I get Bethesda and Xbox had an intimate relationship, right? They helped them with Morrowind and all that. But like, and that's the one that like you can argue made the most sense. But even then it's like, well, okay, that was fast. It was like an on-off switch. What happens to the next Bethesda game? Right? And we didn't get that from Sony or whatever, because they always just worked with Naughty Dog, or they always just worked with Insomniac and build those relationships. And that's why I think, again, not giving the reason for the toxicity or the out for it, but like, I can see why people go, yeah, no, that doesn't seem fair. And that doesn't seem like the art of competition. That just seems like you're a $3 trillion company and you're just swinging that big money pile somewhere to see if it lands somewhere. That's why I see it.
So yes, counterpoint.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Correct me because I don't remember. So this is a genuine question. Activision Blizzard, weren't they just up for sale? Though?
So, right.
So they didn't just come like Bethesda. They were just like, hey, we're buying Bethesda. And that was like, oh, wait. Oh, okay. But Activision Blizzard, they were looking for somebody to buy them.
So from what I remember, because my memory could be hazy.
I'll see if I can find it.
All right, fair enough.
Let me know.
During the Bobby Kotick evil arc, or just coming at like the reveal arc of him being an evil, disgusting man, their stock price hit a number in which Microsoft went, "Oh, I can buy this company," and they ran over to Satya. Satya okayed it, and then they gave the offer to Bobby, and as his responsibility is, because he said he would not have sold Activision Blizzard if he could have.
Okay, but of course you're gonna say that.
Well, like that was like during.
Of course
like,
you're gonna say that.
I
wouldn't sell if I didn't have to. Okay, I'm just saying. I think like they were crashing. They were floundering.
Yeah.
Someone was going to buy them. Microsoft just happened to be the one stepping to do that. So that's gonna be my counter argument there. Also for the layoff thing.
Okay.
I am not defending Xbox. It sucks. Yeah. It sucks. Okay. I said it last week. We don't need to get into that again. I also don't know how much of that though was Phil Spencer and Xbox decision. I think a lot of that was Microsoft wanting to go into AI, saying we need to cut money here and we need to cut money here. Figure out how you're going to do that. I don't know if Phil Spencer, Xbox was necessarily given a choice. I think that was the head of Microsoft, whatever the fuck his name is, saying, I like being a billionaire. I want to go into AI because I want to destroy the world and I think it's cool, and figure out where you can cut money because I'm cutting money here, I'm cutting money here, I'm cutting money here. And then Phil Spencer's like, well, fuck.
Right.
So we're giving Xbox all the shit. We should be giving Microsoft the shit. Yes. I don't know if it all needs to fall on Xbox though. And that's just where I'm going to stand, because as a fan of both consoles, get so pissed off at the console warfare, but I just get so pissed off how Xbox can never do anything right. They can never do anything right. They are always the big bad. And I think that's unfair because they don't, yes, they do it on a bigger scale, but they don't do anything different than any other corporation does.
Sure.
They see an opportunity to buy a company, they buy it. They see an opportunity to grow their portfolio, they try to grow it. They do layoffs. Yes, it's a bigger scale, so it's more impactful, but it's no different than any other big corporation.
And I'll agree with you there, because corporations aren't people, and PlayStation has also laid off 900 people last year. Bungie's laid off over 1,000 people.
That's what's going to bring up. Like, let's not forget that Jim Ryan went to, what was it, London studio, PlayStation London. It had a party and then shut down the studio the next week. Like, PlayStation has their own issues that they do awful things. Like, this whole live service push was so negative towards this gen and this run of PlayStation currently.
Yeah.
And it should get all the hate that it deserves, because there's a lot of shitty things going on in PlayStation as well.
100%.
It just so happens to be, and I do agree with Xbox gets too much of it.
So I will say this. Don't worry, PlayStation fans.
You always got to get the last word, Joe.
Here's what I'll say. Everybody gets smoke, right? Whether you're Jim Ryan, whether you're the suits that told Jim Ryan to do the things, whether you're Herman Hulst, like buying fire, what was it, fire sprite, whatever, or buying neon koi and closing them, like, again, you're right. It's a similar situations, but just smaller damage because they're smaller studios.
Mhm.
But like Phil gets smoke, Sarah gets smoke, Matt Booty gets smoke. They all get smoke. Again, it makes me. It's like all right. Again, gloves are coming off. Who gave Matt? Why does Matt Booty keep failing up? This is a guy that takes Rare and goes, "You're going to make Everwild," and then it's stuck there for 10 plus years, and then they're just like, "And we're closing it down." It's like, why? How did we get that far? Why couldn't you cut that? Why couldn't you cut them loose earlier than that? Like, oh, the first year or two. Why did we see a trailer of it? Perfect Dark, right? We find out that vertical slice is like, yeah, if you play it right and you blink once, it runs. It's the jalopy, but behind the scenes, it was a mess. You made a quad A studio, whether it was a typo or not. You tried to make a triple A studio for close to 10 years and you don't make anything, and you like that team doesn't have a job, but you still do. Like, there are some things that it's aggravating to see, like the Redfall team going, hey, we really wanted them to close down this production because this wasn't the thing we wanted to make. And when they just were that hands off and they just kept us to it, we made what we can make, you know? So like, again, everybody gets smoke. And then at the same exact time for the AI stuff, it's like, well, again, Phil, Sarah, whoever it may be, the suit, again, requested AI stuff being done at Ninja Theory. So it's like there's like AI tools to be made at Ninja Theory. So it's like everybody gets smoke. I think there's been poor management across PlayStation and Xbox. Both of them have been directionless this generation. But like I could see why Xbox got the smoke, though I will agree that they get it more so. Like Starfield, and maybe that's because I love Starfield. Like, yeah, the conversations around every time an Xbox exclusive comes out, it's like under the microscope.
Mhm.
It is annoying. But I also see that to any game that isn't a Nintendo game, any PlayStation game, any Xbox game, there's going to be like the same loser that's like, Kratos gets out of the boat the same way in the first game he does in the second. And you look at his profile, it's like, I'm Xbox Wizard 420XX. For F you, Pony Fanboy Stables. It's like, shut up, you children. So like for me, it's just like, and maybe it's just the way I see negative. It's like, it's just negativity for negativity's sake on all sides. And I just look at it and going, and nope. I'm like, and I'm out.
Like,
you know?
he didn't just all sides us, did he?
He
I did.
He
I did.
And I will
Oh.
say, like, I take everything personally, even if it has nothing to do with me, right? Like
Sure.
I personally play on my PlayStation more than my Xbox. And look how heated I am defending my
Yeah,
Xbox
yeah.
because I still love my Xbox, right?
Yeah.
I hate how Xbox can do something good. And you'll see a couple articles about it. You'll see a couple people talking about it. But PlayStation does something good and it's freaking everywhere. And then Xbox does something bad and everybody's jumping all over them. Xbox is failing. Game Pass is this. Like, also, don't even get me fucking started on that. Like,
There's a question. You want to get to the question?
Let's do the question for Game Pass.
Let's do it. Logan Headley writes, there's so much nuanced conversation around this industry than saying, and this is from last week's episode, there's just a few comments, and I did like them, than saying more AA games when data shows consumers don't show up for these. Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 are all AAA games, but that was in a different era. Also, Game Pass is absolutely not sustainable when even the quote infinite money company can't subsidize it anymore. Also, for the last time, Jim Ryan didn't greenlight live service games. It was Sony's decision, and that's why they're still investing, even though Jim is gone. It's Herman's fault for greenlighting the pitches from the single-player studios that ultimately led to the layoffs of these studios, which was evil, capital E, evil. And I would agree for most of that, Headley, I would say yes, it's Herman Hulst's fault for greenlighting these pitches. That's why he's not the CEO of PlayStation anymore. Xbox, there's a guy right there. He runs the portfolio of Xbox Studios at Activision Blizzard, and he's there. And he cancels me. Oh, it makes me so
Joe's
angry.
turning purple. Listen,
You cancel they're like Blackbird was literally promising. Listen to the Bitcast. It was like there's some insight there, and he cancels that. Like it's just it.
I don't know where this conversation that Game Pass is not sustainable came from, and that it's not making them money. I don't know where that came from, because it just there is no way it is not what is making them money right now, and they're still doing it.
Right.
I'm trying not to get
no, you're right.
I know there are things I can't say. I just want to say them.
If I may,
Game Pass is making them money.
Yeah.
Game Pass is not the issue. And that's all I will say, because that's all I'm legally allowed to say. Game Pass is not the issue. Okay.
I would say this: if it wasn't sustainable and they're not making money on it, it wouldn't still be here.
Right.
It would be long canceled. And to me, it's like I and this is maybe leads to how I look at things. Like I genuinely don't care. Is it sustainable? Is it not? I don't care. If you think it's cool and you like it and you subscribe to it, I'm not even here's where I come from. Like, I'm not even a subscriber. I go, yeah, that's the best deal in gaming. I still bought Expedition 33. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like,
but here's
whatever. Yeah.
I said this last week and I'll say it again. If it's not sustainable and it's not what is currently making them the money, then they would not be getting out of hardware and going into being just a developer. Because to me, that tells me Game Pass is where the money is for them, because they're like, we're not making money on our consoles. The only place we're making money right now is through our Game Pass subscriptions and through our games. So how do we make more money doing that? We put Game Pass everywhere. End of story.
Yep. So
I don't know where this narrative came. Someone said something somewhere and it blew up. It's just not true. It's just not true. And you know what? Maybe I will be putting my foot in my mouth a couple years down the road, and will come some big bombshell from Jason Schreier, like Game Pass was failing for 50 years, making Xbox fail. But I don't see that to be the case. Because if Game Pass is failing, why are they putting it everywhere? And someone's going to say, oh, to try to recover. No, that's not how that works. If it was failing, it would have been canned years ago.
It's kind of like when people, because the person that tweeted that out, Christopher Dring, I think that was a big error and he shouldn't have done that, and he did walk it back. And what I will say to that too is, like, if you find the value in it, just do it. Like, I don't care. Like, games are getting to $80 now. I don't give a shit where, like, go find your happiness. I don't care. So like when I hear like that, I'm like, I don't know. It could be true. It could be right. I don't give a shit. And so like, I'm like, whatever. Like Mario Kart was $80. I'm buying Bonanza for 70. Like, you know what I mean? Things are getting more and more expensive. I'm not going to be mad because you found a cheaper alternative that works for you. But like when it comes to, I saw this single person report it. For example, here's what I'll say to you, Light. When it came to the Romero Games closing down, right? Oh, this source told us the whole street. Not true. Not true in the slightest. And most of the things about the closures are not true. And I can't say why. But let me tell you something. When you podcast for 7 years, you get to talk to a lot of people. And there's a lot of people behind the scenes that have different thoughts on Game Pass. But to go off a story off of just one person saying 100 people are laid off, not accurate. So like that pisses me off. Mm-hmm. And when we talk about like, when we talk about like, AA games aren't going to save this medium, it just helps eliminate the risk for those games. You're seeing more games become more expensive, needing a much larger return that they are not getting like they once did. Where like I would argue AA games, the data shows, well, look at every big game right now that like the games that are taking up the ether, like look at Peak, look at Schedule 1, Look at Expedition 33. Look at last year's Balatro. There's a lot of games that cost less than $40. Helldivers? You're telling me Helldivers are AAA? All right. 5 games right there, just off the top of my head. Right? 5 games that did not have a budget of like $50 million plus. And they are the conversation. And so what I'm saying is when it comes to like size of games, dude, they're getting way more expensive. How do you eliminate the thing that costs the most in any job field out there is the human element. So it's like the only way you do this is by producing smaller games at a smaller scope, or you do it with smaller teams, or you just create smaller teams by laying off hundreds of people. And I'm trying to offer the only bit of thing I can do, which is maybe this is the way through. I don't know. You know? Kyle Stevenson? What's up, bud?
I feel like a little teen schoolgirl laying on my bed with my feet kicking behind me.
Mom and dad are fighting.
Just listen to my Walkman, you know.
Yeah.
I tried to butt in, and I was like, well, it feels like I'm at a dinner table at a very heated discussion, and no one's hearing me, so I'll just sit here quietly.
I'm sorry.
We need a talking stick. We need a talking stick.
Yeah.
I get so angry when I see these asinine takes, and I'm like, I know for a fact it's not true. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
A million percent.
Yeah, like that, like Game Pass is sustainable. Some people are it really just comes down to when you hear devs talk about it, it really does revolve around like the deal they took and the expectations walking into when they took that deal, and if those things paid off or not. Kyle Stevenson, would you maybe concur with that? He wasn't listening.
He's like, I don't know, I was not listening.
Yeah, God damn it! I said something really great. All right, at least you agreed. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. It's like, well, like the one thing I will say, like, yes, the internet is more negative towards Xbox. If I have to hear, though I understand part of it, if I have to hear what's Xbox identity and is Game Pass sustainable one more time on the internet.
Oh my God, I know.
I'm gonna go crazy.
I'm gonna crash out.
Dude, the reason why they're losing their identity is because they laid off like 5,000 people. Like that would make any studio lose their identity.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Hey, you know what's a really good thing that we should do, as Nisa reminds us? Go buy the console war card game by Xbox Era.
And also, may I add, after this all heated conversation, go support Xbox Era. They are an incredible crew. They were so incredibly kind and generous when we just all the time to us. But like, especially when we met them at SGF, they were some of the kindest folks. And
no, they're the worst.
Ugh.
Sorry, Jesse. I tried. Try to help.
I'm just kidding. They're great.
Yeah. That said, let's read Brian Eck writes in. Is Game Pass perfect? No. Is it the future of gaming? Probably not. But is it killing the industry? No. Game Pass becoming the industry's boogeyman? Unfortunately. Like,
yeah. Well, and I think part of that too, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, and then I promise we can move on.
All right, fair enough.
There was some developer that came out of Strange Planet, I don't know, something.
Strange Planet.
Yes. Okay. And he was like, my game didn't sell because of Game Pass. And to that, I have to say, I'm sorry. I'm going to sound like a royal bitch. Are we ready? I'm feisty tonight. I'm feisty.
Let's go.
Your game wasn't going to sell anyways. I'm sorry. I was my very first sponsored game was the first game. And it was fun. I never beat it. It was fun when I played it. I had no interest in the second one. I didn't even know the second one came out until I saw it where? On Game Pass. I didn't know that game existed. There are so many other amazing games right now. It's hard to get your foot in the door. It's hard to have competition. And when your first game was, okay, people aren't scrambling to play your second one. Don't blame Game Pass for that. It sucks. I get it. I would be really disappointed too if my game didn't sell. But don't blame Game Pass for that, because it's not a Game Pass problem. It's just not.
Let me open the door and be like, hey everybody, welcome to the world of indies. We're all fighting for that.
Right. And do like indies break through and become this global phenomenon?
1,000,000%.
Absolutely. But if you look at the amount of indies out there that are these amazing games that are these undiscovered gems from the majority of people, far outnumbers the ones that are the breakthrough. It's the same thing with content creation. There are 1 billion people on YouTube. How many of them are monetized, reaching 1,000 subscribers, let alone 100,000, let alone 1 million? It's the same thing. You can't blame YouTube for that. It's not YouTube's fault that you're not getting views, just like it's not Game Pass's fault that you're not it's just I didn't even know your game existed until I saw it on Game Pass and I was like, "Oh shit, this had a sequel?" Like maybe that's the problem, not Game Pass.
It's almost like discoverability is the issue.
1,000,000%. As somebody who just went through, what was the number? 700, 600 submissions for the 6-1 Indie Showcase for September and having to whittle that down to 40-ish games. There's so many games coming out all the time.
Yeah.
We have a real issue with being
year,
oversaturated. And yes, every game deserves its own spotlight. And I want every game to have success because that's the only way gaming is going to be healthier in the long run. That's just not feasible. There's not enough
year
people.
In particular,
we
had like 4 months in a row a level rated 9 or higher game. Like, of course your game got lost. I'm sorry, but there were so many good games that have come out in the past 6 months. It's like crazy.
I would say I'm trying to be. They're trying to silence me, the PlayStation community. My webcam isn't working. They said I lost connection to the webcam. What's going on here? Come on.
Okay, I'm sorry. And I didn't mean to badmouth like the person who said that. Like I know it came across that way, but it's like, please just reevaluate. I don't know. Like that's. Anyways, let's move on, shall we?
I don't know how to get my webcam back, but just imagine I have a face.
Your pulsing circle.
All right, there you go. That works. No, like again, I think the biggest problem in the industry has to be whether it's Xbox, PlayStation, whatever, EA, Ubisoft, all of them, the big quadruple A studios we once knew, it's the suits. The reason why like Baldur's Gate 3 is hits is because they are that studio that relies on that fan base. So they are listening with their ear to the ground on what the audience says about their game as they're developing it, right? So like, there are studios out there that are listening to their communities, and it's really that source of community management that we have to give big props to all these AA studios that are finding it, because they're doing really great things. At the end of the day, gaming is in this weird changing, period that I don't know to say it's a crash per se, but I would say like we're experiencing a weird downturn that no one has figured out yet how to get us out of that tailspin. And it seems like they're whether it's the Sony execs, whether it's the Microsoft execs, Ubisoft execs, all of them are too busy chasing the trends instead of trying to create games that might get people interested in whatever you're trying to sell. Instead of trying to create Fortnite, try to create something that's different. That's it. Try to break the trend.
Jonathan Kelly, I was trying so hard to put a photo in there over Joe's face. We just saw you.
I know.
You flashed on for a second.
I know. Well, yeah, that's all I'll say. A great heated conversation though. We're all friends. That's it.
I still don't know how the kids do that.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
All right, listen, let's talk about how Xbox did one last time. Kyle, take it away.
Hey, remember Concord? Sammy Parker over Push Square writes in May 2025 USA sales. PS5, the only console with growth as Xbox price hike proves costly. Year on year, PS5 was the only console to see growth in May, as the Nintendo Switch and Xbox Series X and S saw spending decline quite dramatically. There is context for this, of course, especially on the Nintendo side of things. The imminent arrival of the Switch 2 meant that general interest in its predecessor was at an all-time low, so a steep 44% drop makes sense. But with Xbox, we're looking at a pretty consistent decline year after year, hugely compounded by the fact that Microsoft introduced a hefty Xbox console price increase in the US in May. As such, Series X and S spending decreased by a chunky 30%. All of this is according to the latest report from analytical firm Circana, as outlined by the ever-informative Matt Piscatella. The PS5, by the way, saw a 3% increase in spending, and it was the best-selling platform in both units and dollars. Meanwhile, when it comes to software, Elden Ring Night Rain, okay, I see what you did there, Sammy Barker, reigned in May, topping the charts ahead of Doom the Dark Ages. However, From Software's primarily multiplayer escapade wasn't able to crack the top 10 on the best sellers list for 2025 so far, landing in 11th place. It's also worth pointing out that while Xbox's hardware troubles continue, its multi-platform software push is looking solid. 4 of May's top 5 bestsellers were from Microsoft. The aforementioned Doom the Dark Ages is joined by Forza Horizon 5, which has seen a big resurgence thanks to its PS5 port, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, and Call of Duty Black Ops 6. By the way, Light, there is an Oblivion Remastered speedrun happening at GDQ this week, in case you're interested.
Cool.
Yeah.
That said, here's something I'll give you. Ready? Starfield gets a ton of heat, whatever. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered comes out on PlayStation as well as Xbox. Deletes saves, crashes games, bricks consoles. We don't hear about that. But
I'm sorry, can you say that again? I totally just zoned out so hard.
It's all right. I'm getting used to it this episode.
I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. My brain was just like, Meh.
I said Oblivion Remaster is bricking bricking consoles, but is crashing saves or crashing games. We have to re-download the game over. We're not hearing what a catastrophe. We're hearing about it's constantly getting updates, but we're not.
I told you my PlayStation was struggling to the point where I went and bought myself a new PlayStation.
There you go. And what is it, by the way?
A PS5 Pro.
That's right. We got another one. Yes.
I instantly had buyer's remorse, but then I got home and I set it up on my 4K monitor and turned on Clair Obscure, and I was like, just kidding. Am I broke now? Yes. Do I care?
Yes.
No.
Yes. That said, Kyle Stevenson, Doom the Dark Ages not hitting. What do you think that is?
I think it's because it's a fine video game. It didn't blow the hinges off the doors. That's not a saying. But like it's just a fine video game. It didn't really innovate in the way that I think prior Doom, the Eternal, and then of course 2016 Doom. Mm-hmm. It's good. It's great even. But it's just like it's kind of more the same. It's not like I don't know. It's nothing new. It's treading the same kind of stuff.
Yeah, fair enough. Jeannie Love writes, I feel like the PS5 Pro and Switch 2 have been a great investment. Likewise. Love my Switch 2.
I don't have the Switch 2 yet, but I will get one as soon as Animal Crossing is announced.
Yes.
I will do it.
Do you see the Animal Crossing Crocs?
I was about to say.
No.
Yeah, they announced Animal Crossing Crocs.
They're so good, it makes me want to buy them.
Let me see if I can pull it up on stream so everyone can see it.
Yep, it looks real good. Are you gonna risk it, Kyle?
What, the Crocs?
No, not really. Listen, I'm rocking it as we speak. No, I'm saying risking putting
They're
it up.
all sold out. What?
I thought sorry, bud.
Yeah, I'm risking it. There you go.
Big and they have the little giblety things.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the house on top.
They're
do
so
like how
ugly,
the water
but I
is
want
like
them.
the souls. Yeah.
Yep.
They're so ugly.
No,
they have a Batmobile one that I want so bad.
Okay, Luke got that. First off, he had this whole thing. Oh, get us SGF. We'll do stuff that's embarrassing. And one of his things that was embarrassing to him was wearing Crocs at the airport.
What?
Yeah.
Listen, the original, the OG Croc, ugly. Were they all the rage when I was in school? Yes, but they are ugly. But now I will say Croc has some really cute styles. Like I have this really thick wedged sandal one. It's like a strappy sandal. So cute. So cute.
Listen, I don't care that I'm in my 30s.
Yeah.
I would rock these
Yeah.
so hard.
You put those suckers in sport mode, you're flying.
1,000,000%.
And ladies,
flying.
they are staying
The
on.
ladies love them.
I'm single.
Exactly. I mean, look, I'm wearing them right now. This is a worn croc. Years of abuse, but I love these bad boys. You
I
kidding
need to
me?
get some. So I'm surprising Baby Light with a trip to Disney when she poops on the potty,
Ooh,
filling up
yay.
her potty chart, and they've got all these little Disney gibbly things.
Yeah.
I need to get them. Oh, we're in trouble. Listen, I need to be, speaking of billionaires and
Yeah.
corporations, I am living in the wrong tax bracket, okay?
Yeah.
my shopping habits don't align with my tax bracket.
Say.
I just thought of me colluding with Little Light to get her a trip to Disney, where you wake up, you go in to find the little kid toilet, and you see a grown man pooping.
Listen, you would be shocked, okay?
You'd be like, "Oh,
I
look."
have so many other questions.
Sometimes-
How'd you get into Light's house? 2, why are you pooping in a kid's toilet?
I'm trying to get that kid to Disney.
You'd be shocked by the size, though, Joe. That's all I have to say.
me and a little Light were hiding underneath the bed. I'm like, "You think she bought it?" She's like, "Yeah, she bought it."
No, I'd walk into the bathroom and instantly recognize it wasn't her brand of smell. You left your
Looks like
kids'
Little
ass
Light-
for 3 years. You know what their shit smells like.
Oh my god, that was so good.
You're like, "Dan, get in here. It smells like death." All right, Kyle Stevenson, next thing on the list.
Robert Ramsey over at Push. I'm sorry. I look over and I see Dan's comment in chat. That kid shit's bigger than me.
I don't understand where it comes from.
Oh. All right, I'm
I think
gonna
it's been the best episode
I'm gonna
ever.
tell an Owen story because it fits and it just happened yesterday.
All right, go for it, man.
He is also trying to get potty trained, get used to using the bathroom because he's going to all day pre-K in September. So he was running around outside. Did my mic just do a weird thing?
Yeah, it did a
Yeah.
very weird thing real fast.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
He was outside without any bottoms on. He just using the bathroom wherever he wants out in the yard. He takes a poop, and then my sister's dog immediately goes over and just eats it.
No.
It was like, ooh, a treat. Like,
Oh no!
come on, Bear, the dog's name. What are we doing? You have a bowl of food literally 5 feet away. What are we doing?
Okay, so I will say that's awful. Typically, if a dog eats shit, though, that means that they're lacking something in nutrient-wise. So maybe take them to the vet.
That's right.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll tell my sister.
If it's their own poop, it's because they're cleaning their cave, when they were
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
nesting.
sure.
But if it's somebody else's poop, usually it's because they they need like a mineral or some stupid shit.
Oh, dang. I had to if that was me, I'd be like, "So we're giving this dog up."
Don't let the dog lick you for 5 business
Yeah.
days.
Absolutely not.
5
Absolutely
business
not.
years. You kidding me? I
Cinderella
want to know
says-
this dog.
Yeah.
Says, with that conversation, I sometimes forget this is the PlayStation podcast. And to that I say, what do you mean? Most PlayStation podcasts don't talk about their pooping habits?
Yeah.
Oh.
What? No wonder they're not ranked number 1 in the Netherlands.
We have a comment about that too. Oh, but before we do, Kyle Stevenson,
Let's get back to Robert Ramsey over at Push Square.
I gotta take a walk.
Robert writes in Tokyo Game Show 2025, set to be the biggest ever, confirmed Sony, Square Enix, Sega, and more. This year's Tokyo Game Show is set to be the largest in the event's history, with a huge total of 772 exhibitors currently listed for participation across a whopping 4,083 booths. The likes of Sony, Square Enix, Sega, Bandai Namco, Capcom, Koei, Tecmo, and Konami are just some of the biggest Japanese names amongst them. But so much of the show floor will actually eventually be taken up by overseas exhibitors. 299 of the listed companies are headed to the event from outside of Japan, which really hammers home how much of a global expo Tokyo Game Show has become in recent times. Tokyo Game Show 2025 will take place between the 25th and 28th of September, so it'll be here before you know it. Oh, and the show's colorful key art is by popular Japanese illustrator, oh boy, Zashiki Warashi. I butchered that. I'm so sorry.
You did good.
You did great.
Anyway, we've cobbled together a quick list of the biggest exhibitors that are all but guaranteed to be showing PlayStation 5 games. We've got Arc System Works, Bandai Namco, Capcom, D3 Publisher, EA, Koei Tecmo, Konami, Level 5, Nexon, Pearl Abyss, Sega, Sony Interactive Entertainment, Square Enix, and Ubisoft.
Ooh-wee.
I looked up what it takes to get a creator badge for that. It's actually, I would still have to pay for my own badge though, so I don't know how this counts as a creator badge, but you don't need that many subscribers to count. I only need 50.
Okay.
I got that. Or you need to be invited. So maybe we can get invited by Sony. And then I'll spend money because I'm really good at doing that, and I'll buy my own plane ticket and go over there because I also want to go to Disney over there. So I'll just.
Oh my god! Well, how? Okay, so how much is a badge? Like, if we had to pay our way, let's. How do you know?
I don't know. It just says general influencers are those who have more than 30,000 registered users on a single platform or 50,000 on multiple platforms. But they have to get there on their own, equals paying a registration fee. But it doesn't say what the registration fee is. But let me go. Ticketing.
I hope you all have so much fun. I don't have a passport, so I would not be able to go.
I gotta re-up mine.
A 1-day admission ticket is 3,000 yen. So what is that? $30?
I don't know. I'll do the numbers. And while we're saying this, USD, Kyle Stevenson, does this give us an idea as to when the next state of play is?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh my goodness. Like, what do you think?
Are you thinking it would be around the Tokyo Game Show like they 100%. Do with Summer Game Fest?
Yep, 100%.
I feel like I intoned that weird, inflected that weird.
No,
Summer Game Fest. I don't know. The inflection was weird. Anyways, I don't know because so many of the people that I don't know.
I think it is.
Because they're having Yote now, which is July. So then it would be kind of close together. Maybe.
Yeah. I definitely think you see one last thing of Yote for sure. But then I think you see the next year of PlayStation to look forward to. So like I think we see Wolverine there. I think we see Intergalactic.
Does Wolverine still exist?
Who knows?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think we get a show at all.
Really?
Looking at this list, there's nothing there that we haven't already seen or know about. So nothing here is like tied with it. The only thing outside, just because we brought it up earlier, if FF9 Remake was a thing, it would probably be here.
Okay.
But that's not a Sony specific thing. That's a Square Enix thing. Maybe Sony has Death Stranding on the show floor. They obviously will. Right. Yes, maybe they'll have Ghost of Yote playable there at the show since it's 100%. So close. But I don't think we'll get a digital presentation, state of play, showcase, whatever.
You think we're all done for this year?
I think we're done.
Really?
Yep.
PlayStation dead.
They're dead.
We got to get the negativity somewhere, you know.
It's over.
No, I think we see Saros. I do think we see something. Thing. You think it's a Game Awards thing? Man, gang, listen, audience, come here. You see this? First off, we got co-hosts talking about how Game Pass is great. Now you got one that's saying we're never getting a showcase. What am I doing here?
For the rest of the year, not ever.
Stand to the ground for the
never again.
Ponies and the stables.
Hey, man. Over under, Joe. How dare you?
75%.
Hey, I will say, and I'm going to piss some of our audience off probably, but I've had a lot of people when I am talking about our show on my regular streams say, I'll check it out, but are you a PlayStation podcast or an Xbox bashing podcast? To which I can always say confidently that we do not bash Xbox.
Yeah.
And if this didn't just prove it, this episode, then I don't know what does.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true.
We criticize Xbox when necessary, but we don't
As
bash
you
them.
do PlayStation.
And to that,
Get Ryan.
I push up my glasses nerdily because I felt like it was necessary.
I wish I had my sunglasses. I'd be a nerd now with you. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, because like, and I will add to that by just saying simply, like, I love my Xbox franchises like Halo and Gears. I may not own one anymore, but like, you know, most of my oh shit. But like most of my friends are playing on Xbox and I play on PlayStation. Like I really think like, you know, like all right. Fanboys gather around. Ready for this?
Are we going back to the
I didn't mean to go there.
again?
That was not my intention.
What I think is Xbox fanboys, PlayStation fanboys, we need to unite each other. All right? Because there is one common enemy we have, and that is people that play on PC are f***ing gross. And we need to stop them. We need to stop the keyboards. We got to stop the mice play. We got to get back to the way God intended it. Okay? Controller in hand.
I'm going to do my best. You know how at the end of commercials when they have to do the lawyery jargon?
Oh, yes.
Mr. Batsbit is a part of this company but does not speak on the company's behalf.
Oh my God, that's good.
That's pretty good. Also, this is where my brain is at right now. You said mice play, and the first thing that popped in my head was, ooh, kinky. That's where my head is at right now.
Oh my God.
My work here is done. It was nice co-hosting with you all.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Yeah, no,
Jonathan says, haha, joke's on you, Joe. Strongly disagree. I PC play and rarely play on keyboard and mouse. So there. What do you say to that?
Still makes me sick.
Anyways, what out of PlayStation do you think fits the theme of TGS that they can show? Outside of Yote and Death Stranding.
I mean, Death Stranding's already out unless
That's
it's the PC port.
Yeah.
I don't like. I think even like I think the article reads. I think towards the end it's like Tokyo Game Show has been out of all like there's more here 299 of the companies are headed to the event from outside Japan, which really hammers home how much of a global expo the Tokyo Game Show has become. So I truly don't think like, yeah, you'll get some Japanese influenced games, but like I do think you're going to see the heavy hitters here. Maybe that's just pie in the sky, but I definitely think you're seeing Soros. I would not be surprised if you see whatever Intergalactic or, you know, Insomniac's working on. I think you see the God of War game here. Like I'm
like the other one, not the one that I
the
want to play.
Metroidvania one. Yeah. I think you see it here. All right, fair enough. You see me, PlayStation fans. I'm fighting these gooners. All right, Cyber Flash, you just gotta run. Gotta go fast.
My hands are right here.
Where your hands? Those are fake hands. Okay.
Fake hands.
Here are the PlayStation Extra and Premium games for July. This one's a huge one. You can play it right here, right now. Cyberpunk 2077 for PS5 and PS4 out today, and the Phantom Liberty DLC is $20 now with the membership. Go buy it.
Wait, I played this originally on Xbox. I've been wanting to replay it because I never played the DLC.
There you go.
I've got my new PlayStation. This would probably be so beautiful on it.
Mm-hmm. Dude.
Oh, I might need to play it.
Yeah, we got her. There you go.
Again.
There you go. Who are you romancing?
I always play as a girl, so I can't romance Panem. Last time I romanced Judy. I liked that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Judy's the only way to go. Judy was the correct choice. You chose correctly.
But Panem looks like that actress that you like from Andor.
She does. Listen, I'm not saying like the wrong choice is bad either way. You know, it's like
Who are
there's
the male options?
Weather is his name, I think.
Valid
Weathers.
point, like.
Uh, Abiotic Factor comes out on PS5. And this is all on the 15th. Banishers, Ghosts of New
I
Eden,
wanted to play that too.
Bluey the video game on PS5, PS4.
Let me tell you a little bit about Bluey the video game.
Please.
It's super cute. I know,
Yeah.
Joe, you don't get Bluey,
Don't get it.
which is stupid. Bluey's for everybody.
Bluey wants to be Blue's Clues so bad.
Not if you watch it. Not if you watch it.
No,
But they are
it's-
both girls, though, which I think is interesting because
Mhm.
everyone always thought they were both boys.
Absolutely, yeah.
That blew my mind when I was a little kid.
I know, right?
I was like,
Especially
wait,
because when we
Blue's
were
a
raised,
girl?
colors were very gender coded.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I remember me, like, 3-year-old me going, oh, I like this show before it went woke. Steve. I don't like Joe. Steve was the best. And then they added woke garbage. Anyway, let's put Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper. She's got to have a huge rack. Sweet. 3-year-old me. Oh,
Wait,
no.
how do you feel about making our own PlayStation podcast? You know?
Yeah, see, going back to the romance options of Cyberpunk, Carrie's fine, but like,
He's actually leaving the room.
bye, Joe. Say hi to Amy for me.
Yep. Ay. What are we gonna do with this guy? You know?
I don't know. What else? Risk of Rain, Tropico.
Yeah. Speaking about really good indies, Risk of Rain 2 is a beloved indie game.
New World Aeternum.
Yeah.
Oh, Planet Zoo. I think I missed that one. The console edition of
Mhm.
Planet Zoo. And then at the PlayStation Plus Premium, we've got Twisted Metal 3 and Twisted Metal 4.
Yeah.
Who's this stranger that just logged into our podcast?
I don't know. He said it was
Hi.
good.
I'm back. I had to charge my headset. Hey, here's a fun one. Ready for this?
Dun, 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 dun.
This comes from Victoria Kennedy over at Eurogamer, former Uncharted and Last of Us game designer starting new studio, former Naughty Dog game director Agrawal. See, you said you butchered names, Kyle
Can
Stevenson.
you say that again?
Come on.
please?
Nope, I'm good. That once was enough. Has announced he is off to Japan to start his own studio. Shit, I am gonna say it again. Agrawal. Fuck. How would you guys say his last name?
Agarwal.
I think I came close. Was that Naughty Dog for a
There's so many
decade?
W's when you say it.
Oh man, I don't know. It's a problem. Before he departed the company in July this year, during his time at the studio, he worked on both Uncharted and Last of Us series. He's the director of Naughty Dog's canceled standalone Last of Us Online multiplayer, sharing a couple of life updates on social media last night. Agwal said, I think I nailed it, said, moving to Japan tomorrow, also forming a new game studio. More on that soon. There you go. No, I didn't nail it, you think? I can't. Agwal. God, I feel bad. Oh.
I just love how you say it. You put like 50 W's in there somehow, and I don't know how.
I feel like I'm only saying it once and everybody's laughing.
My abs hurt.
I feel like Trump.
You're like a little puppy
He's
dog
gonna
that's
meet
like barking
Mr.
to come
Japan.
inside. It's like,
Mr. Waldo said, moving to Japan tomorrow, forming a game studio. More of that soon.
Alex says, I thought Joe was doing his goat call again.
Come on, guys. You're killing
Did
me
it,
here.
Agarwal? We apologize.
Mr. Narwhal said, moving to Japan. That's what I feel like when I talk sometimes.
Oh.
Sorry. Good on him. This is great news. I'm embarrassed. Anybody, any kind words you like to send his way?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that is the one positive thing, but people leaving studios is making their own things and creating what they want to make. So
100%. Expedition 33 being the example.
yes, absolutely.
Also, can we just say I'm freaking obsessed with that game?
Oh yeah.
Yay!
So
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Okay,
So good.
we'll talk more later.
All right. Light,
Yes.
would you like to read this little bit of a update? Your flash news.
The Last of Us Part 2?
Mhm,
The Last of Us Part 2 gets chronological mode.
mhm, mhm, mhm. What about that question too?
Katie! Hey, Trivia Trio! So after the announcement of the free update for The Last of Us Part 2, the chronological mode, what are your thoughts on Naughty Dog right now? I saw some posts on Blue Sky that Naughty Dog didn't need factions because it feels like TLU is very much a live service franchise now with all these updates. What are your thoughts? I personally don't get the people complaining when they are free updates, and also some of the complaints I've seen about this most recent update, people saying, quote, but the narrative structure is what makes TLU so great. It ruins it, end quote. Well, duh. This is obviously meant for people who've already beaten the game. It's just a fun, interesting side mode. Anywho, have a good show. Much love, and take care as always.
I agree, Katie. I saw this, was like, oh, this is super fun. It's a free update. Don't have to buy it again. It's cool. I don't understand why people are hating on it. Obviously, yes, the way the game was originally released is the way to play it. I think the way they told that story is great, in my opinion.
Mhm.
This is just a fun way for me, who's been itching to replay the games, to give it new life and play it in a new way. And if I don't like it, cool. The base game is still there to play it normally. This is not a big deal at all. Chill out, everybody.
I've always been someone, when you have like an art that is a time jumpy kind of all over the place form, I've always thought it would be cool to have a chronological version. Like I think Memento did this. So if you see Memento, it's one of those ones where it's like you don't necessarily know where you are in the timeline, and in the director's version or something, you could watch it chronologically. That didn't take away from the movie. You're not watching that version first. You're not going to play this version first.
Go back to Joe's bread and butter. How many people in Star Wars land, it's like, all right, here are the episodes, the episode order for Rebels, what to watch in what order, and you're just taking all over the place because they're told everywhere. It happens in all media. So the fact that this happened for this one, which is already arguably the one that most people love to dunk on just because they love to dunk on it, is just, it's a little silly.
I will say, I was just saying how everyone loves to shit on Xbox. For PlayStation specifically, everyone loves to shit on The Last of Us. Not PlayStation as a whole, but if it has The Last of Us attached to it somewhere, you're going to shit on it.
Yes.
Yep. Fair enough. We could say that Last of Us is the Xbox of PlayStation.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's put Naughty Dog in that whole thing. And the Naughty Dog is Xbox.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. I'll say it.
What issue would you have with this, Joe?
What issue do you have with a free thing you don't have to play, Joe?
Your family is to say old games are old. You don't replay games. What does it matter to you?
That's right. I'm not going to replay this.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. Don't get me wrong. Play Last of Us whatever way you want to play it. If you experience Last of Us the first time via the show, great on you. And I think this really speaks to that. Of how the show maybe has taken some things, and they're like, hey, this is maybe for the people that watch the show, but I don't play this. Old game's old. Go make Intergalactic. We poke you a little bit. Go. I don't need this. Go make Intergalactic.
Hey Joe, did you read the article?
No.
Nixus did most of the work.
Okay, that's great. Go port Helldivers 2. Anything more. I don't need this.
They already are. It's confirmed coming to Xbox.
Go remake Bloodborne.
What are we doing here? We're talking about fumbles. Let me tell you something.
But hey, in addition to this, we're getting Joel and Nathan Drake customized outfit, which is cool. And then Tommy and Sam. Like, that's a cool little thing.
Yeah.
For the roguelike mode, no return.
Why didn't we get Bloodborne 2?
Never, Joe.
They'll never happen.
Why?
Never.
Here's my goal. We get Shuhei Yoshida on the show. All right. And everybody go, oh, how was your time at PlayStation? All this, all that. I'm going to ask the hard questions. Shu, why didn't we get Bloodborne 2? That's, I think,
I
the
feel like
question
he's
everybody
already
deserves to know.
answered that.
Nope.
I think he was on Min-Max a few months ago and kind of answered that.
He needs to answer it to my face.
Sure.
Okay? Not to these Minnesotan podcasts, but the
Shoot, do
one
you
based
know
in
who
Jersey.
I am? I am
Exactly.
the Mr. Bad Bit.
Exactly. I
Tell me
put
to
out
my face I don't get Bloodborne 2.
This Joe over here
Yeah.
is such a hypocrite when it comes to games.
Let's go.
Old game's old, but he's clamoring for a Bloodborne remake.
Old
Yeah.
game's
What's
old,
going
but
on here?
he'll play Bloodborne every 6 months.
Yeah,
100%.
he's gonna play Gears again. He's gonna play what we're going to get next to Stalker 2 when it comes to PS5 later this year.
You think so?
1000%.
Stalker 2 coming out later this year.
Great transition, Kyle.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
love it. I love it.
This is why
Listen,
you get paid the big
You are
bucks.
absolutely playing it later this year.
I don't think so. It's not my type of game.
Are you kidding me?
I don't think I am. No,
You
I
play
don't think so.
first-person shooters in this style of game.
It looks a little bit too scary.
Are you kidding me?
It looks a little bit too scary. I'm a big putty tat. I can't
Okay,
do
so
that.
we're gonna give a little inside baseball here, folks.
Sure.
Off camera a couple of weeks ago, Kyle and I were saying we were plotting.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Next time we're together, we want to do a scary game stream in a haunted location.
Yes.
Right. This was on the Patreon. Yeah.
And Joe was like, nope, too scary. So guess what game we will be playing at the haunted location now? Either that or the next Resident Evil game that comes out.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, you'll get me.
Hey, if we can make it
playing-
happen, Silent Hill F in a haunted
Stop.
location in
Yes.
upstate New York somewhere. I will come to you, like.
The best you got is me playing Silent Hill 2 remake on the Steam Deck while someone else
What
is
if-
driving me through clips
In
and
bright
What
roads.
about-
daylight in a
what-
park.
Listen,
Yeah.
Rochester, the big
Yeah.
city that's close to me. I say big
Yeah.
with quotes because
Yeah.
it's not that big.
Yeah.
Anyways, the biggest city close to me has a haunted, closed down, insane asylum.
Count me in. Let's
Silent
get the people
Hill
in
F.
charge.
In the insane asylum.
Yep.
And I know you can rent it out because every year they rent out the bottom floors for haunted houses.
Oh,
Yes.
there's just gonna be they hired a guy to bang on the walls. There's no way.
Ghost
Let's
Hunters
go.
or
Let's go.
Busters or whatever the
Uh-huh.
fuck it's called came out there once, I think.
Here's what we'll need. We'll need a generator so we can run power, so we can actually play the games. We would need duct tape to tie Joe somewhere and not in the asylum.
I'm gonna get murdered because there's
I
no
don't
such
have
thing
duct
as no
tape, but I
such
do
thing
have
as-
zip ties.
Beautiful. I love it. Let's do it.
All right. Well,
Again,
guys,
patreon.com/BS Showroom. If you want that to happen, consider throwing us a buck.
Listen, Joe, my ghost will keep us safe. It'll be fine.
all right, whatever you say.
Have you ever punched a ghost?
No, because they're not they don't exist. We're gonna get axe murdered. That's what's gonna
No.
happen.
Who uses axes anymore? What era?
The
do you live in?
murderer.
Not in Rochester. We are the murder capital of the United States.
Yes.
But not by axes.
So
I know
By
what you're
the
thinking,
pew
Joe.
pews.
We're not helping our case here, but
Right.
listen.
You might get shot in downtown Rochester,
yeah.
but the ghost will get you first. So it'll be fine.
I don't think.
TC and chat over under for Joe Steers.
85%. All right.
Over and
Audio
under
listeners.
Joe sharding his pants. How many times?
About 10%.
They make you wear diapers after you give birth. I've got a couple left. I'll bring them.
Oh,
Yeah, those diapers are for me. Okay. Everybody. That said, audio listeners, here's our thoughts on the Ghost of Tsushima State of Play.
nope. Hold on. Take it back. Do you want to stick with Ghost of Tsushima State of Play or Ghost
Shit.
of Yotai?
And now, audio listeners, here's our thoughts on the State of Play for Ghost of Yote. All right, gang, we're here. Don't worry about me. Hey, gang, what you guys been playing this week? Like, I want to know what your experiences has been like on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Take it away.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
PlayStation Pro on my 4K monitor.
It's good.
Have me singing the high notes. It's beautiful.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
freaking beautiful.
I saw the short of you taking down the Dueliste.
Yeah. First try,
And the-
too. I was proud of myself.
Yeah, the way that boss fight
Ooh.
ends is so freaking
I
cool.
had goosebumps. It was
Yeah.
so good. It was so good. I'm freaking loving it. I'm loving it. And Mr. Light gets all the credit for this because I was like, it looks pretty. It's not a me game. I think I said that multiple times on here.
Mhm.
Not
Yeah.
a me game. It looks really pretty. I'm glad everyone loves it. Not a me game. Mr. Light's like, no, no, you have to play this game. I was like, fucking fine. God, you bully. I'll play it. Well, I don't say this often, but he was right.
There you go. There you
And
go.
it's been a wonderful experience. And I hate that I can only stream twice a week because every time it's the midweek, I'm just like jonesing to play it. And where I am right now, I'm about to be at Minoko. And there is like the little open area right before Minoko, but there's two bosses. So
Yep.
like the open areas I've been letting myself do off camera just so I can play it on my own
Mhm.
time, but I'm not going to fight the bosses off camera. So there's two bosses that I can't fight. And then there's like two portals, both of which are red. And then there was one portal I could go in. So I'm like, I collected some color of Lumina and then I did the
Yep.
one portal. But then I was like, there's nothing else. That took me 30 minutes. And I was like, I just want to play.
Those overworld bosses are tough. I have not yet beaten them yet.
Yeah,
Frank
I
Conductor
can't.
writes, Minoko song is great.
Oh, I'm so
Absolutely is.
excited.
I mean,
I'm
just
so
the whole
excited.
soundtrack, really.
Yeah, it's a banger.
To that though, Mr. Light is speaking of crashing out, because they've changed the audio mixing for the songs on Spotify. So the other day he was like, listen to this. This is different than it used to be. And I was like, oh yeah, it is. And he's like, tweet about it because I need to know if I'm going crazy. And I was like, okay. So we bring up the YouTube version. We bring up the Spotify version. They are not the same. I tweet about it. Only like 2 people reply, but that's fine. And then today he texts me in all caps lock. They fucking changed it again. They changed the Spotify mix again today. I don't know what is going on, but I also don't like this version as much as the previous version. So it's like, what are you doing and why are you doing it? Stop.
They're Lucasing it. All right.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
Well, Kyle Stevenson, what have you been playing, friend?
Well, listen, I've been working all day, every day, long hours. I pop on my PlayStation. I work another job as a porter nonstop in my free time. Death Stranding 2 is so good. I need to force myself to move on from continuing to go to the same houses to try to 5-star spaces to 5-star everybody before I move on to the next big story beat. I am prioritizing paving roads and monorails and doing all the things to make everyone's life easier. And my one criticism is I'm supplying all these materials and my name doesn't show up when the road is built. How dare you?
Yep.
But I realize that's another thing, a reason for it, because some people might have added more materials than I did. Whatever. But it's so I'm so neurotic in that way. Where yesterday there was a whole gameplay section of after you meet a certain character portrayed by Elle Fanning. It's like, go hook up this next big major hub.
Yeah.
It was like, you might run into some paranormal things out there, but because I restored the road, I just went around it and it was fine. It took me 2 minutes. I'm like, okay, cool, awesome. I don't know what's going on over there yet, but guess what I'm gonna do now to get some lost cargo. It's a ton of fun. The characters are great. I absolutely adore Rainey. I think she is my favorite character so far.
Also my wife.
And again, you have so many wives. I also talk about like soundtracks.
Yeah.
I still prefer Claire a little bit, but there are some standout songs from Death Stranding. The Horizon Dreamer song, which is tied to that trophy in the game, is incredible. You can go on my Blue Sky account and I posted the video of that dance. It is so cool. the new Churches song, which isn't technically new, but it's the first time I'm hearing it in the game, Nightmares, is like gives me goosebumps every single time it pops up in the game. I love the new things of like you could put out these wildfires now. Collecting the animals to bring to the animal shelter is super fun. It's like this Pokemon kind of collecting thing going on. It's so good, and I can't wait to see the next time I run into certain characters or enemy characters, because I've only run into Troy once, and boy oh boy, what an entrance. It's quite a video game. It's very good.
Even I've been
the
listening to the soundtrack, and I haven't played it yet. It's freaking great.
Also, this is my first time hearing about Woodkid. Woodkid is
Woodkid's awesome.
Incredible.
Yep. Okay. There is a thing that you can do later on in the game where I literally sat back and I was like, how has Nintendo not sued Kojima yet? And once you run into it, Kyle, you will know it. You're like, really we're doing this? Okay, well, good luck to you in court, sir. Yeah, man, it's so good. Troy Baker is just he owns the role as Higgs so well, man. He's by far my favorite character in this. But like Elle Fanning is a very close second. Yeah, man.
So your wife is lower on the list with Rainey?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's all right. Gotta be fair. But
yeah, never mind.
Yeah, no, the vistas that you see in this game, especially Kyle later on, man. I mean, not even later. Just everything. It's beautiful. I love this game so much. I'm literally at the end, and I'm like, I could end this anytime I want, but I gotta 5-star everything first.
I'm also really enjoying running into like friends that I know in the game and their structures and liking the crap out of them. Like, I haven't run into Dan yet because he's further in the game. Same, Joe. I'm getting a little bit of your things where I am.
You see my bridges? Do you like my bridges?
I don't see your bridges. I see your signs, like your speed boosts and stuff. I always make sure I run through them because that counts. I like friend of the show Mario Rivera just leaving cars everywhere. I'm like, thanks, Mario. I really need this right now. Like, it's so fun and cool. The funniest thing happened though, where like at some point you unlock porters in the Australia region where they're just going on and doing their own kind of delivering stuff. And I was on a road and I was driving. I was like, okay, let me swerve around so I don't hit them. This mother effer dove right in front of my car and I knocked him out. And then the other porter gives me a dislike. Like, well, what? I tried to avoid you. You jumped into me.
Yeah.
And it was such a loud thump. I was like, oh man, I feel terrible. It's not my fault. I feel terrible.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Yeah, that's a video game, all right. That's a video game.
It sure is.
That's the sniping in this game.
Oh,
so good. Like,
you saw the clip I shared, right? That I texted you guys. Best shot I've ever had.
I'm like American Sniper with me. I'm like, that's there's a 30-second clip of me taking out like 7 dudes. Like, it was just like, yep, this is, man, what a game. Also, just a plea, someone please, for the love of God, make a Doll Man like replica. I need Doll Man in my life.
Don't do that.
No, he's great. You're gonna love him. You're really gonna love him.
I'm sure you can go on Etsy and find one.
Yeah, check Etsy, because I just went on a rabbit hole on Etsy for Expedition 33 merch, and there's good shit.
Okay, I'll take.
I think my next paycheck light, I'm going to get the collector's edition without the game, because they offer it with like just the steelbook and the statue and everything. On
Where?
Through them. That was a thing that they have done because the demand is out there. I don't know if they're still in stock. I should have checked that before, but.
That said, gang, are you holding on to anything? It's not our sanities. We threw that out the window an hour ago.
I got this.
Tony Hawk hard drive.
Yeah.
I got a Squid Kid. I dropped it.
Mine's
You
boring.
had a Squid Kid.
I had a Squid Kid. Past tense.
That's a cool notebook. Or
It's-
planner.
I like it because it's
yeah.
bendy, so I can do
Ooh.
this. As a lefty, I can't tell you how valuable that is.
Mm-hmm.
Because
That's
then
nice.
it does look at how far I can bend that, so nothing to hit my hand.
But
And
also the end of it is shiny.
it's got one of those fancy little ribbons, so I don't lose my
Ooh.
page. And it's just
Like that.
it's like fake leather, so it feels old timey.
It's nice. It's nice.
From Walmart.
Prepare the drop. Here are the latest steals and deals coming to the PlayStation storefront.
All right, these are games coming next week, July. What is Monday, the 14th through the 18th. I'm not showing any trailers because I'm afraid the internet will die. We got Destiny 2: The Edge of Fate coming everywhere on July 15th. Happy for you, Destiny fans.
Hell yes.
There's a RPG from Konami called Eden Zero coming out on July 15th. We've got July 15th, Eric's Home: The Stolen Dream. Action game coming to PS5. Hunter Cross Hunter Nen Cross Impact. I said that name terrible, but that's a game. Published by Arc System Works and Bushi Road Games.
All right.
July 16th. It's a fighting game. We've got everyone's favorite version of Pac-Man, Shadow Labyrinth, launches on July 17th. The Metroidvania with the evil Pac-Man. Also on July 17th, we've got RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business. Is that DLC? Does anyone know if that's the DLC or I don't know. Anyways, and then July 17th, The Wandering Village comes to PS5, Xbox, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC. That game's finally out. I remember that game's been around for a while.
Yes. Yes, I concur. I'm trying to find if there's a doll man on Etsy. There's like a knitted doll man.
Ooh.
$6.
All right.
He's made out of not the same though.
Kyle, the Monolith Collector's Edition
Yeah.
pre-order closed on June 12th.
Damn it. Okay.
But they do have I don't know if they're still accepting, but they have a content creator application portal.
Oh.
No apply.
Might be worth a shot.
There you go. All right, gang, we're finally here. It's time for our favorite segment, but unfortunately the last segment of the show. It's time for the Sony Pony Express.
Yeehaw.
Tomo Kun writes in, "Hey everyone, fairly new here. Well, welcome.
Welcome.
Due to time difference, I can never be there live. It's okay. You missed a fun live one, let me tell you.
That's right.
This one
I
was
tried
fun.
my best with Sony Ponies. I tried.
So, with you three in the community, my first ever state of play a few weeks ago, though. Thanks for that. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you.
I have a question for. Can't believe I'm finally saying this. The Sony Pony Express.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of actors and their appearance being used more and more in video games? Doesn't it feel a bit lazy? Nowadays, it seems like actors are a bit of everything. It sometimes feels like pushes more original ideas and characters in the background. I'm a big fan of original characters like Joel, Nathan, Arthur, and Aloy. Side note, did you know Aloy's face was based off a Dutch actress's face, Hannah Hoekstra?
That's right, and she's in the movie Cocaine Bear.
Oh, did not know that.
That's right.
Also, it feels like good voice actors are being pushed out a bit, maybe. What are your opinions on this? Thank you for being awesome and highlighting my Thursdays every week. Love y'all. Cheers from the Netherlands. Joe, I have a studio apartment, so you're all welcome, but it will be cozy.
That's fine. I'm going to be the big spoon.
Listen, if I try to convince Mr. Light to move to the Netherlands, is it okay if we only speak English?
So, fun fact. This is why we're the number one in the Netherlands. That is I believe, Tomo, correct me if I'm wrong, but everybody speaks English over there. We won. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh they are one of the few countries that has a digital nomad visa, so I could still do my thing, but also get a visa for more than 3 months.
There you go.
I hear the haunted places over there are even wilder. So.
I mean, listen, okay. Real talk. What I feel like this may be a Patreon thing. American ghosts way scarier than European ghosts.
Now it depends.
Yeah.
It depends on Are we talking Native American ghosts? Because yes.
Yes.
Because
Right.
those shits are ready for revenge. Okay?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And rightfully so.
Right. No, yeah, 100%. Like they
Ghosts of ex-slaves? Yes. Because,
Yep.
again, revenge.
Yeah.
But
Right.
just like Joe Schmo colonial fucking
Yeah.
curly wig motherfuckers? No.
This dude
No.
choked on a fish and chip. And he's haunted me.
See Super Tyrannus, and he tries to shoot you with a
Nah.
ghost musket, but he's got to reload.
Cowboy
Takes him
ghosts,
7
that's
minutes.
not intimidating. Like,
No.
what do we got? They have old ghosts over there.
Right.
But they don't have the native ghosts though. They've got extra like power, I'd say, because
Well,
they're
I
one
mean,
with Mother Nature.
I don't
Those
know.
are the ones you were scared of.
I just think that, like, they're gonna be like, I'm gonna fight some, I don't know, old British dude with chainmail on, you know. It's all
Probably
right, good
depends
shot.
on where. Probably depends on where in Europe you are, because like if we're talking like a French ghost with their poofy wigs and their dresses, it's
Yeah.
probably not very scary.
I fought in your general direction. Like
The
that.
ghost of Napoleon you don't even see because he's only waist height.
Exactly, and you're like, it's like you space balls him where like you hold his head up and he's just trying to swing at you, but he can't connect. You know.
You know what's extra funny? He actually wasn't really short. Like he was short-ish, but he
Ish.
wasn't
Yeah.
shorter than most people.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Time period. I don't know where that came from.
I think they were all just pissed at him. He kept on winning those wars, and like, you know what? History's gonna remember you not unkind, very short. Hey, you
Anyways,
left
back
track.
to your question.
Yeah, how we feel with more video game characters looking like the actors? Because I will say in Death Stranding 2,
Okay.
it does take me out a little bit
Really?
of where not so much Elle Fanning and the actress who plays Rainey and obviously Norman Reedus, but like hooking up a new hub to the network and be like, all right, what celebrity did Kojima face scan? And it's like, oh well, there's Mike Flanagan from the Netflix shows. There's the band
wait,
Churches, this animal shelter. He's one of the ones right before you meet Elle Fanning. That he's the hub there. I forgot his name.
Oh,
But,
that's
like,
him.
That's
Oh,
Mike
okay.
Flanagan. I believe I've
Okay.
seen that Woodkid is also in there. Like,
Okay.
it just kind of takes me out a little bit.
Okay.
So I do wish they looked a little bit more on the original side. Also, like, when you really think about it, Beyond Two Souls just straight up taking Elliot Page and making the character look like Elliot Page,
Yeah.
which is wild.
I would say I like this question a lot. I think next time when we get a one of them famous voice actors, I think we should ask them, like, what do you feel about this? Do you think, like, you know, does it enhance or does it maybe take away? What do you like? How does it get you, you know, in the zone? You know?
I don't think it happens frequently enough for it to like be concerning to me. If I know them from a lot of other stuff, I could see why it would take me out of it for sure. But I feel like it's not as frequent with most games. Like every once in a while, you've got someone in and you're like, oh shit, that's so and so. But I don't think it happens a ton. I will say though, like I get the concern for that because as someone who's a Disney adult, I get really annoyed when they use someone who's like super famous as the voice of a princess and finding like an unknown talent or
Yeah.
previously unknown talent. So I get why it would be annoying to have someone who's like a big Hollywood actor come in and then take a role from a super talented like mocap voice actor.
Yeah.
So I can
So
definitely see it.
Mr. Light just blew my mind. Kate
Mhm.
Siegel, who's in all Flanagan shows, is in there.
Yeah.
I gotta show Amy this because you talk about bisexual panic. She gets all up just confused.
And also
like,
to Alex's comment right out under that, that's Mike's wife. They're married.
oh, so you know what, Amy? Keep your hands to yourself, lady. She's taken.
Yeah, but like I feel you on that one when it comes to like the Disney stuff, and I think it really pulled me out with what was I haven't watched it because the girls went to the theater to watch it without me, but Onward, of like where it was Chris Pratt and not Chalamet. Why am I blanking on his name? Spider-Man.
Tom Holland. Yeah.
Tom Holland. I'm like, could we get maybe other people in these roles? Maybe possibly.
I will say I didn't even realize it was them in the movie until afterwards. But New Age brings up Emma Watson as Belle, and
Mhm.
she can't even sing, and it was all auto-tuned, and it was
Yeah.
awful. And
Yeah.
I love Emma Watson.
Same.
That was such a big mistake. That was such
Mhm.
a big mistake, and there was no reason for it. And it really took away from an otherwise one of my favorite live action Disney movies. And that's high praise is
100%.
coming from me because I hate all the new live action Disney movies.
It's good.
But like even Mandy Moore as Rapunzel, she did an amazing job.
Yeah.
I love
Mhm.
Tangled, but Mandy Moore has a very recognizable voice, just like for you, Tom Holland and Chris Pratt. Like
Yeah.
when I hear her, I just picture Mandy Moore. So it's really hard for me to watch Tangled
Mhm.
with Mandy Moore as the voice. Like I
That's
still love the movie, but
That's
I
kind
wish
of
it
how
was
I
somebody else.
feel with Zootopia with Nick Wilde. I'm like, he's
Yeah.
from Horrible Bosses.
Yeah.
That's fair. Like,
He's
so
from Arrested Development. That's Michael Bluth.
I watched Wicked
Mm.
over the weekend.
Pretty good.
It's really good. I think a little bit overhyped. Not gonna lie.
Well,
Not gonna lie. It's a little overhyped. But I found out who was supposed to play what was it? Elbatha, right?
Alpha. I
Elphaba.
can't.
Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Was supposed to be Lady Gaga. But I was like, oh, thank God they landed with, or like she was in the running. I was like, thank God they landed with, what's her name? Cynthia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like, cause I'm like, oh my God, she is so good. And so
Mhm.
like, yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from, but I would like to know from a voice actor or actress, like what their thoughts is
To
on that.
to their second part of that question of the voice actor thing, there was a strike last year,
True.
Mm-hmm.
so I'm sure that did affect the games that we're getting now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So hopefully we hear some new voices come out in future things because, yeah, like I love Troy, he does great stuff. We also love Ben Starr in this household.
Yeah.
I don't want them to become oversaturated though, and like they're in
Sure.
everything kind of thing.
Sure.
Like Nashir Dalal is in every video game as like an extra voice.
Yeah.
And because he was Charles in Red Dead, every time I hear him, I know it's him. So like in Spider-Man, he's a grunt like, oh, it's Charles.
Yep.
He's
Yeah.
like in every game credit ever as like a fill-in voice.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. All right, Kyle Stevenson, what's the next question you got in here?
Ghetto Berry writes in, "Hey guys, what are your
What
thoughts on the current Stop Killing Games initiative? I might have brought it up a couple of years ago, but it would be interesting to hear your feelings, whether they're changed or stayed the same. Do you think it's possible for all, if not most, games to have an offline mode, or is it an expensive task the developers claim it to be? It's going to be another scorcher here in the UK this week, but with the fan on my face playing Death Stranding 2, I think I'll get by. Love you guys."
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Stop Killing Games initiative?
I don't know what it is, but I keep seeing people talk about it. So can you fill me in on what it is? Because I haven't looked into it yet.
So apparently the EU lets like people go, hey, it's kind of like change.org when people thought that used to matter here in the States, where it's like, hey, if you make this petition and you get 1 million signatures, we'll bring it up in the next like EU meeting. Let me pretend that's how it works. Okay, gang? And one guy in the Netherlands, like he's fucking butchering this already. But and so like essentially it's you create this thing, and then the EU has to hear it and they'll hear arguments for and against. So essentially the Stop Killing Games initiative was very much highlighted over here in the States, was highlighted because Anthem is closing its servers at the start of the new year, which is awful. Rest in peace, Anthem. You are beloved. Okay. I remember the Lightning guy. That was my favorite dude. Great game. Ugh, would have loved a part 2. Nonetheless, a lot of other people feel that way. That, oh, well, there's a single player portion to Anthem that will now be closed off forever because you needed that access. So the argument is, hey, if you're an online game, you still need to support the game, whether it's a server or handing the servers to individuals in order for them to, for example, like City Heroes has been fan supported for years. So it's like you have to let the community support this game through and through. You can't just turn the lights off. You need to create, at the very least, offline modes in order to support these games forever in order to preserve them. And the forget who, because again, Americans, we've been we've been busy over here with a few things. So apparently the defense of this is from the developers and big wigs is, oh, it's too expensive to keep the lights on of these servers. That's too big of an ask. Just because we support a game doesn't mean it has to live on in perpetuity. So they're like, it's too expensive.
I think it also is included of like, even though it is a single player thing, it still needs the internet to check in to make sure that you are legally allowed to play it, I guess, because you own it, kind of thing. Like getting rid of that stuff because you bought it, you should be able to play it. What if your internet is out? Like just because it's not an online game per se, just because it can't do that check-in, it like ruins your ability to play it.
Yeah. Genie Love writes, Interceptor was my Anthem suit of choice. Love that suit too, dude. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
I mean, I definitely like the initiative. I want all games to be accessible for as long as they possibly can be. But again, I'm not that smart to make those kind of decisions because then I don't know how big a server farm is and how much space one of these games takes up on there. But like, then we're going to run into real estate issues of like, how big of a building are we going to need to house all this stuff? And then
I can also see this backfiring too, because here's what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
Because, and this is me being cynical. Ready?
Ready. I'm here.
Governments right now care more about businesses than the people. Because of that, I think the only thing we see come out of this is they have to legally change their wording. So similar to Nintendo, instead of saying we are purchasing the game, we are going to be renting the game or leasing the game or whatever the wording is going to be, because that is their legal loophole to say, hey, you never actually owned this. We were just letting you play it while you rented it from us. So we will pay a fee, but it won't say purchase this game. It will say rent this game, or it will say whatever wording.
Or like in the how you just said it like 15 minutes ago. You don't actually own this game. It's only to rent. It's like right.
It'll be something like that. So then they can be like, hey, listen, you don't own this, because yes, like Jonathan says, buying means you own something. That doesn't sound like the current business practice. And that's really what it's coming down to. Even with like our games, we're buying the disc, but it's actually digital download. Like it's still, that's kind of how it is everywhere. And from like a historical, architectural, artist history, even anthropologically speaking, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad to be losing things like this, because yes, it's quote unquote just a video game. But could you imagine if we no longer had access to books that were written 20 years ago? If we no longer had access to music that was created 20 years ago? Like, it doesn't seem important, especially to people who don't play video games. But culturally, video games are very important. And it's important that we don't lose them.
Yeah. Still kind of also says, like, Stop Dealing Games doesn't ask them to keep them online, though. They would be fine with just the right to have private servers. They just want an end-of-life plan.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
What happened? Yeah, but I think I'm on light side here, and I don't think it does. But there should be an end-of-life plan, for sure. And yeah, like private servers, again, like City of Heroes, kept that thing on for, I think it's still going, like, yeah, and they added original content too. So yes, absolutely. Also, Jeannie, I'd like to ask you, Miss, can we play Anthem sometime?
You better hurry up.
You better hurry up.
Jeannie, we got
when are you going to do that, Joe? Because we literally had to pencil you into our planners for 3 weeks out just to plan a game night with you.
I'm about to plan whatever.
And
Jeannie's
no offense to Jeannie. Love you, Jeannie. But if Joe plays Anthem with you before he games with us, when we literally have been planning this for months, I'm gonna be mad.
Here's the thing: Anthem was so good, and I want the platinum in Anthem so bad,
I'm
and I
also-
think I
you
played it
keep-
on Xbox.
Just for the
platinum
record, I
in
won't
Anthem.
actually be mad if you game with somebody else. It's not me,
Sorry,
even though
it's
I'm
okay.
trying to game with you, and you just keep
I
finding.
mean, you
loopholes.
guys want to go play Anthem? you
No,
want the first
I-
trophy room community stream to be Anthem? All right, fair enough. Jokes on you guys, because I'm with Free Conductor. They go, Anthem was the best Iron Man game. It really
I
was.
have heard that. I have heard that.
Oh, it's gracious.
See, yeah,
yeah.
this is the kind of stuff that drives me nuts. So Mike Kinberg writes
Just
in the
got
live chat.
Yeah.
I own an indie game, Beyond Eyes, but no one new can buy it. Even though it was single player offline, the developer just couldn't keep it on the store. It'd be sad to have never played it. So like it's that kind of stuff when we hear like the Vita store closing down and all those
Right.
games being gone, and people using their own money to just stockpile the games to have them for eventual other people to hopefully play. It shouldn't be on those people.
Right.
There should be another. There should be a way to play all games. You know what I mean? Like as sad as it. Here's the thing that drives me nuts, Joe. And
Okay, go for
it
it.
just popped in my head. And I made a joke about it before. But the fact that you own a physical sealed copy of Concord, that game is on that disc. You can't play it anymore.
Nope.
That drives me insane.
Same. I'd like to play Concord. I thought it was
fun. So like they're definitely, like Silcat says, there needs to be a end of the game life cycle sort of plan somewhere, so these games can just live on.
Jeannie says, I got the platinum in Anthem already, so apparently
Weren't
she
you
don't want to
just
play no game.
saying how I was right, how you say old game's old, and now you want to go back and play Anthem?
I mean, I only got 6 weeks to do it. 6 weeks to get the plat.
Yeah.
Old game's old, but he's gonna have FOMO. He doesn't want to miss the end.
Exactly.
Old game's old, but I have some exceptions, you know?
Somebody plays favorites.
I do. You think I got favorite kids? You know? Kyle doesn't know this, but he's a week away. He's one bad attitude away from being replaced with an AI.
It's been real. It's been real. It's been real. It's been real, everybody.
Wait, why did you do that so well?
Oops, I gotta tune him up.
Rebooting.
Alrighty.
You have to read this next one.
Oh, that's
You have
right.
direct- yeah.
So Canet writes, to be read by Joe with your best French accent.
As you say, ooey, I'm excited.
Oh, hello, wonderful Gio. And what are your expectations?
Why are you Mexican? Started French and turned Mexican real fast.
Well, I got a knock at my door.
Keep it
What
down.
did you-
ICE is coming. I hear
I
him.
can't do it. I can't do it. It's impossible. I can't. I
Uh.
get the ho ho ho. It goes yote, and then it goes straight into
It
my
goes-
cousin.
Go straight to the Cheech and Chong levels.
Exactly.
That's exactly where it goes.
Fuck it. I'm gonna own this.
Keep it going. You're doing great. I could not
can
do it. So here I am laughing at you, but I can't do it.
I can't do accents, so Godspeed.
You know what? I'm just gonna go for it, and I could do the voice. I'm Hispanic. I could do
Just full
it.
send. Full send, Joe.
I'm just gonna lean into it. Do you think sucker punch?
Oh, you're Indian.
Shit. Can
You
every
try
single-
you try for French, you turn Mexican. You try for Mexican, you turn Indian. Let's get a global accent going. What's next?
When
I'm Indian.
When I texted earlier, speak in tongues, this is not what I was talking about.
I get one question from a Frenchman to insult the French, and I'm just making everybody upset but them. Jesus Christ.
Do an Indian accent and maybe it will turn French.
Yikes, can't do that one. It's too good. Do you think I can't do it. Do you think Sucker Punch will be better than Kojima and not spoil their whole game in the trailers? I don't think that. Bonus question, do you have to make a sandwich with a French baguette? What filling are you choosing? I'm a big fan of simply butter and ham. What do you mean? What do you mean? I mean, listen, we already saw Gosiote, and we can't believe they gave her a gun. But
Oh, that's right. Timey-wimey. I
Yeah.
forgot. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if you have to make a sandwich with a front, what filling? That's weird. What do you mean filling?
What's going to be on your sandwich, Joe?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
topping.
What is
taking the
filling
word
the bread?
filling
Yeah,
literally.
it's like, oh, the Boston cream. I'm like, what are you talking about? I
Silly
mean butter.
French. Silly Frenchman.
I know.
Wait, what is this?
That's
What?
not how you get your cream for the Boston cream.
No.
I'm
If
thinking
anything, I'm squeezing it in, not pulling it out.
Guys,
listen,
no.
Oh, fair.
I gotta tread lightly.
Sure.
We
The
know
one
how
time
Joe's
Kyle
getting
picked on
his. Stretching it out. Kyle's getting his by shoving it in. You're
Yep.
both ending up with your cream filling. We're good.
We're good.
That's
Moving
right.
on.
That's right.
Moving on.
Just ask Luke's mother. I like I mean, okay, I'll do a nice Italian sub. So ham, salami, provolone, lettuce, tomato, onion, a little oregano with what is it, oil and vinegar?
You're
But a
doing
lot of oil
all
and
that
vinegar.
on a baguette. Specifically, it has to be baguette as your bread. That doesn't change the type of sandwich you do.
All right, let me
'Cause I feel
clarify
like
what a
your
baguette
filling-
looks like.
Your
love-
filling
I love
has
this-
to match the bread. That
I love
filling
it.
does not match baguette bread.
I love seeing out of the corner of my eye. I have the doc open here on this monitor. I just see him slowly highlight the word baguette to copy and paste it into Google, so we can get an image of it.
Shut the f- up.
We love you,
Exposing me on my own show.
Okay.
You threatened to replace me with AI. This is what you get.
All right, we're rebooting
If
you,
you're
dude.
having a sandwich on
Yeah.
baguette, first of all, it has to be warm,
Right.
in my opinion. I think
Yeah.
I'm a simple girl.
Okay.
I'm very close with that. I think for me, though, it would be ham and Swiss cheese toasted
Right.
on a French baguette. Or, because I also do this a lot for breakfast, I slice me up some baguette slices.
Yeah.
I make me a little fried egg. I put it on top with some either
Mhm.
cheddar or
Mhm.
Swiss cheese, and you eat it like an open-faced sandwich.
Yep.
Divine.
I'm also a simple man. I would probably just turn this baguette into a grilled cheese.
Can't go wrong with that either.
Yep.
All right. Okay. You can still. I'll stand my ground and say you can still do an Italian baguette. But here's the thing. Okay. Not my favorite bread of choice because I feel like oftentimes I'm cutting the roof of my mouth
That's true.
with the sharp sides. So I use it to mop up stuff. And
Yeah.
So like a little like if I'm having pasta, a little sauce, mop that up.
A
I'm
little
eating
rip
something
and
a little-
dip with some olive oil,
100%.
Parmesan cheese, and pepper.
100%.
Another good sandwich, though,
Mhm.
pesto, mozzarella, and tomato on a baguette sandwich. So good.
You kidding me? Put a little red pepper in that and you're golden. Change your life.
Tomatoes are the devil's fruit. I hate them.
I could eat them raw. I'm not even kidding you.
Eat it like a tomato. I mean, like an apple.
Seriously, I could.
Yeah. Eat a
It'd
tomato
be
like a tomato.
Eat a tomato like a tomato.
All right. Oh yeah, this one takes a little visual aid. So let's head on over to our Discord. Head on over to the questions. It's the last question here.
Shit,
Okay.
where's Discord?
Chris
Okay.
in Wonderland writes, "Hey guys, late question, but made it before showtime. What do you think of the
Whoa.
updated setup? I moved some
Jeez.
stuff around and also beat Final Fantasy VII Remake today. What a game! Gotta play Death Stranding 2 next for break. Then I'll
Excuse
play
me, I
Rebirth.
just belched
Okay.
right in the microphone. I am so
We're keeping it in. Let me tell you, that's a lot of PlayStation. That's a lot of sacred
It's
symbols, and
A
I
lot of sacred symbols.
I'm gonna go
I
out
wish
on a limb here and say that you are a really big Xbox fan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the safe bet. I think they were on my side. We were on a little debate earlier. I love
Oh.
it though. This is great. Yes.
Hold on, let me zoom in.
Okay. Enhance.
I do love the Mona Lisa wearing headphones with the sacred symbols
that's
above her
cute.
head.
I love
Top
that.
left. That's great.
Also, I just
Oh.
realized this was a table. I thought that was an area rug.
Mm.
Also, shout out to the Mountain Dew Code Red. They didn't think I'd know, but I
Oh.
I respect the game.
However, are you using a game case as a coaster? I feel like that's sacrilegious.
That is that.
I do like the skin on
Yeah.
the PSVR helmet with the old school PlayStation logo. That's
I
really
like that.
cool.
Yeah, are you using, or is that a custom? Are you using Parappa the Rapper as a coaster? Parappa demands more
Yeah.
respect than that, my friend. All right. My goodness, I like the controller setup though. That's nice.
Is that
Yeah.
that PlayStation clock?
Mhm.
I feel like that it was like an employee giveaway at some point. I think that might be a rare collectible thing.
Yes. I like the
That's
setup though,
awesome.
because like you got the PS3, PS4, PS5
I
all
just
down
noticed
below.
that.
Oh,
That's nice.
yeah, it's like a timeline right there. That's nice. I always saw you got the small OPS too. Okay. That's nice.
And he's playing Mario Kart on the TV. It's wild.
That's wild, dude. That's wild. No, I love it.
No,
That's
it's
a
Halo.
thing. Oh yeah, that is the Master Chef.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all the questions we got. This has been easily the biggest episode of the Trophy Room ever.
My bad, guys. My bad.
No, do not
Hope you all
apologize.
enjoy it.
It's great.
My rant is going to drop us to the number 2 PlayStation
Right.
podcast in the Netherlands, and I'm so sorry about that.
Ooh.
I brought it back around with the baguette and the cream conversation.
It's
You know
true.
what I
There you
mean?
go.
We're
There you
back
go.
up. We're back up.
Maybe they'll love us again because I'm trying to emigrate there.
It's
There
true.
you go.
You know, I got an escape plan. That said, before we head on out here, is there anything you'd like to spotlight, T?
Just my normal stuff. I just started Halo, which I'm calling my first-ish playthrough because I thought I thought I played all of them, and I only played the first one, so awkward. So
Fake fan.
yeah, fake fan. So, anyways, I'm restarting with the first one so that I can actually play all of them, and it's harder than I thought, which is why probably I only played the first one because when I first tried to play it back in college, I was not that good of a gamer. So no way was I going to continue those after the first game with it surprisingly challenging. Fun, real fun. When I was a kid, I played LAN parties. Like I had LAN parties at my dad's martial arts school. So I have a lot of nostalgia for it from that. But I thought I knew more of the story than I did. And turns out I know none of the story, so it's been great.
It's a weird one, especially when you get to the grave mind and all that stuff.
Someone warned me about the library. I don't know.
Yeah, you might need help. The library's tough. So Halo is probably up there with Bloodborne as the game I've replayed the most, and that is one where like me and my brother played on Legendary, beat the whole thing.
Oh God.
But the library legitimately on Legendary took us like 5 hours to beat. It was rough. So
yes. But anyways, if you're interested in Halo, you can follow me over on Lightweight Gaming at YouTube. I'm also streaming Claire Obscure still. Or if you like movie and TV show reactions, you can follow me at Lightweight Reacting. I just had Tombstone go up today. God. So check that out. YouTube is also doing this really weird thing, and I'm real annoyed at them. For the first 72 hours of my video, they are literally only promoting me to people who are already subscribed to my channel. Because I got a channel strike, and now YouTube is taking it out on me. Even though I don't have the strike anymore, they still have like sort of blacklisted my channel a little bit. And then after 72 hours, they start to push it, but it's still really hurting. Okay. It's still really hurting my ego, not gonna lie. So go subscribe because that's the only way you're gonna see it for 72 hours.
Oh yes. Kyleson.
Hi.
We're back on it.
We're back.
Anything you like to spotlight before we get on out of here?
Follow me everywhere, Mr. K-Step. You know the deal. 6-1 Indie Showcase coming back September 18th. We locked the lineup today. Spoiler alert. Be cool, chat. I know what's going to be the showcase.
Yeah.
You'll find out in September. Also, to circle back with what Light was saying earlier.
So fun fact I just learned. I can mute Kyle's mic. He doesn't want to say it, but I will. Silksong's going to be there.
No, he told us that in confidence.
Hey, Kyle
Are you
Stevenson?
fucking kidding me right now? He's going to make you start sending NDAs. How could you possibly have just shared that to everybody? I'm actually genuinely mad at you right now, Joe.
I know.
Like, you were not supposed to do that. You just ruined that.
I'm writing a formal letter to StreamYard and let them know how much I hate that Joe just found that out.
Yep.
I've known about that since the beginning, and I was really, really hoping. I was like,
how's
is
my
there any way
acting there? Did you guys believe
Oh,
me
what's
that I
that?
was
I'm sorry. I
actually
can't
bad at
hear you, Kyle.
It's not fair. I can't do it. I have no power here.
That's right.
I can do it to him, but he'll just unmute himself. There's something I can do.
It's only a slight inconvenience.
Can I continue, please?
Yes, you may.
He asked nicely.
Like hinted at it before, we've been talking about months playing games together, so pretty soon, at least I will. Joe's might be very busy, but I'll be hopping into Baldur's Gate with Light.
When did I pencil you guys in for?
19th, I think.
19th,
I think it's next week.
Next week? No, not the 19th. That's when I couldn't. The 17th.
17th.
Thursday the
17th.
17th.
Okay.
We will be streaming Baldur's Gate on my channel.
Woo!
I'll be
Heck
bringing
yes.
my tab into Light's world and from scratch because we looked it up. I have to remake a new character, but it's fine.
Fair enough.
This is my craziness over here. I literally have to keep a planner.
That's right.
Joe, are
Baldur's
you
Gate
making
3
it to
trophy?
that one, or
Yeah.
do you got other things going on?
I'll see what I can clear about my sketch. Yeah, it's all
Mm.
right. I got a whole planner too. It's called dyslexia, and it affects me every day. You can find me over at Mr. Badbit over on the Blue Skies or the X's and O's. I don't know.
Okay.
The one with the racist robot. You can find me here.
What happened with that?
No
didn't see it
idea.
happening. I
Unreal.
just saw the aftermath and I was like, what is going on? I missed something important. The 2 minutes I'm not on Twitter.
The least surprising thing happened. Anyway, you can find me there. You can find the show over at PS Review on YouTube URL and on twitch.tv where you can follow the show live. If you really, really like us, you can head on over to patreon.com/PS Review as well. Toss us $1 our way and all that good stuff. With all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, I love y'all. Keep your wits about you. Keep hunting. And keep playing PlayStation. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Last minute breaking news: Twisted Metal Season 2, July 31st.
Woo!